full grip games. Excited about tonight. Second time streaming today, so pretty stoked on that. We've got an exciting little shop tournament for you all today. We are going to have, that's not who we have. We're going to have Brady Botner versus Jarrett Mesher. So I do have two monitors now, which is more advanced than I have ever been so far, but I do still need to edit up the stream overlays as I go here. So I'm putting Jarrett Mesher. He is on the left and is going to be playing Gardevoir, Alolan Ninetales against Brady Botner's Lost March. You guys might remember Brady Botner finished second place at our League Cup over the course of the last weekend with Blacephalon. So he is going to be switching it up here with Lost March, and we'll see how Brady does. Hello there, Aragon. Hello, thank you for joining us. Let's see. All right, so we got to save this overlay, pop that into the thing there. This is a lot to do. I think Natalie is at class right now, so let's see, round one. She's at class right now, so she is going to be on her way over here, and then Natalie can be kind of my right-hand girl as far as getting that all squared away for the stream. I think Natalie is in the chat as well, but she is kind of low-key at work right now, so she might not be available the entire time while she's working because she is working. All right, there we go. Probably should have done that before I started the stream, but it's all good. Hey, we just chilling out here. All right, so let's go into let's go into studio mode here. Good stuff, and then I can actually prepare that overlay, and then let's see if we got the round one. Good stuff. Is this going to work? Oh yeah, it's going to work. All right, looks like these guys are setting up now. Let's head over to Jarrett versus Brady. Lost March versus Alolan Ninetales should be an interesting matchup for sure. Excited about our little league tournament. We usually have some pretty good turnout for it. We usually have between like 10 to 20 players, so we're going to start streaming this just to, promote our local league, and then also just to give our local players some incentive and encouragement as far as just encouragement to play, incentives to show up to league. They get to play on stream. That's a lot of fun, and it's like content for us, right? Like, this is just so fun. Thank you, Josh Underground, for the host. And yes, hot dog hat. We got 2 streams today. Been a busy day here at Full Grip. What's up, Dankus? All right, looks like we've got Brady with Lost March on the right versus Jarrett with Guardy Ninetales on the left. Jarrett loves Gardevoir. Beat me at the Philadelphia Regional Championship with Gardevoir Ninetales. He's been playing that deck a lot lately, so I know he's very practiced with it. Oh, thank you, Inta Kiwi, for the host, and Hot Dog Hacks for the bits there. But yes, Brady is going in. He's got himself a Hoppip there, an Oranguru in the active. That's the last place that you want that Oranguru, but looks to be having a pretty promising start here. Good to have that Oranguru out. I mean, definitely not where it belongs. It's in the active, but better out than having a dead hand. Brady's got a very strong opening here with 3 search cards. We'll see if he's got a supporter for turn as well. I believe he, has just been playing ball search cards to get these original 3 out here. And Hot Dog Hacks. All right, I will go into Pokemon Go and I will open that gift. All right, I will open that gift. Promise. All right, I'm still working on it. But Brady is shuffling up here, maybe preparing for a turn 1 supporter, perhaps. Maybe a Lily. Looks like he might have a couple Skiplooms in hand. Gonna attach that double colorless preemptively, and I like that. And it's just a pass. So I think Brady's hand is filled with like Skiplooms and things that he can't really fill, can't really thin his hand out. He can't actually instruct quite yet, but next turn he's going to be able to evolve that Skiploom that I think I saw. Jarrett is considering an Ultra Ball now, looking at potentially Gardevoir and another Ultra Ball. And I bet that this is probably going for a Lele and a Turn 1 supporter. We see him eyeing up that Professor Elm's lecture there, the beautiful full art one on Jarrett's side. Jarrett's cards are always looking very nice. So, yes, he's got the full art Guardies as well, stunning as usual, looking beautiful there. For those of you guys who didn't catch the stream this morning, I do have my first emote up. It is my brain freeze emote, or my yikes emote, and it's very, very cool. I made it myself in Photoshop. Very excited about it. So Jarrett's going to grab the Lele, go for the Elms lecture there, and it looks like he is grabbing Cosmog and 2 Vulpixes. Looks like Jarrett does have maybe a couple Proxies in his deck, and that is allowed it's just a league tournament. It's not sanctioned, so we do allow Proxies. It's just a league tournament for fun, but they do win credit at the league tournament. So think of this as like kind of our local players warm up. It's like kind of like their testing grounds, right? It's just league, right? But they do play a tournament every Wednesday for store credit. So the entire prize pool, the entire entry fee does go into the prize pool there. So it looks like we might have like 15 players, like 15 times 5, whatever that is. That's what the prize pool is going to be in store credit. So sweet stuff, right? Yeah, no, we don't allow proxies at our league cups, of course, but at the local league tournament, yeah, it's like kind of like a warm up. Jarrett's gonna go into his beacon here and grab a couple of cards. I think they actually had not been using proxies until like 1 week. I wanted to play Executor there, and then I was like, hey guys, you mind if I like proxy some Executors? And they were like, fine, and then like everybody's been using proxies ever since. So it's just league. It's all good. Jarrett's going to beacon for 2 Pokemon here. Looks like he's grabbing a Swampert and a Lele. So now I'm wondering if Jarrett's full art Professor Elms is actually full art or if it's just a proxy. I feel like I'm being cheated now. I think the whole deck might be proxied, but that's okay. It's all good. Having all these decks is like extremely expensive sometimes, so I feel it for sure. Brady is going to be on the draw this turn. I think I saw a Cynthia in his hand. I like that he attached that Natu turn 1 because that means that he's going to be able to retreat the Oranguru there with a double colorless if he's able to find one. We see him Floral Path into the sky. He's got the double colorless in hand already, ready to retreat the Oranguru and that Cynthia off of the top deck there. So very good turn from Brady. Definitely feeling confident about this. He only needs one more Pokemon in the Lost Zone in order to take out Jarrett's Vulpix there. So that is going to be very good if Brady can find another way to get a Pokemon into the Lost Zone. Either a Trumbeak will get him there, or of course a Lost Blender, or perhaps a Skiploom. Either of those will get there for this turn and allow him to take that turn 1 knockout. Now, Jarrett has got to lean on getting multiple very large Pokemon GX into play quickly. He needs that to be his primary strategy here. Otherwise, it could be a tough go for Jarrett. If Brady's able to ramp up to 200, 230 damage quickly, then it is going to be pretty disastrous for Jarrett if he's just able to take these big one-hit KOs. However, we do see only, he's got the Lost Blender, so he is going to probably get 3, maybe 4 Pokemon in the Lost Zone here. We see that going up to 3, Lost Blendered away the Marshadow, and I guess that Lost Blender would have allowed him to draw a card, right? Yep, there we go. Okay, Jarrett caught it. Very good. And Brady is just going to let loose that card that he would have drew with the Lost Blender there anyway. So both players will shuffle draw 4. This has the potential to be a very big, big kind of come up for Brady if he's able to get rid of that Vulpix and Jarrett doesn't draw well off of the let loose. think Brady could kind of sprint away with this one with a very strong start here. So looking good for Brady, but this deck can stall out at times. We do have to be wary of that. I do like Brady's board position, though, with 2 Hoppips on the bench. That means that he's got the potential to throw 4 more Pokemon away into the Lost Zone. Thank you for the host, Paul Semenko. Appreciate it. So Brady will retreat into the Nat 2, which is doing a perfect 60 damage right now with those 3 Pokemon in the Lost Zone. Take his first prize. On to Jarrett's turn here. We'll have to see what he's got in that little 4-card hand. He's looking to promote first. I don't see much. I think I see a double colorless energy and maybe not much else. So he promotes the Lele. He knows that with the DCE, the Lele can get a knockout on that Natu, which is big there. So irregardless of whatever he top decks, he knows that he could get that knockout. Jarrett's just playing a Professor Elms here. I have to imagine that that's not ideal. It's definitely not what he's looking for. But even though he can only bench one of them, he will grab more than one basic just to thin his deck a little bit, give him a better chance of drawing better cards off his top deck next turn. But that's definitely not the boat you want to be in right now. You would rather be playing a draw supporter and then hopefully finding an Alolan Ninetales GX. Setting up the Swampert is definitely where you want to be. But taking the knockout here is good. It will put Brady under some pressure and make him have to respond to this Tapu Lele. Now, the Tapu Lele doesn't easily knock out Jump Bluff either. Jarrett would have to attach more energy to get that knockout. We see Brady promote the Jump Bluff. He's got free retreat, so that's excellent. And he's got Floral Path to the Sky, meaning he's sending 2 more Pokemon to the Lost Zone to have a total of 5 right now. That's very strong, but not enough to take out a Tapu Lele. I'm going to place my bets, and I'm saying that I don't think Brady is going to have enough juice in the tank to take out a Tapu Lele this turn. I think that the Tapu Lele will probably hang on, if I had to guess. But we do see another... Oh, that's not a Lost Blender. He's playing the Ultra Ball. Okay, so he's Ultra Balling away a Lost Blender and a Hoppip for another Skiploom, and he will Floral Path away to the Sky again. So he is escalating quickly here. He has gone up to 7 Pokemon in the Lost Zone. Tough hand there from Brady because he had the Lost Blender in his hand as well, but he couldn't play the Ultra Ball and the Lost Blender. I guess he's leaving himself with just 1 card in hand by doing that. He needs to see some Trumbeaks. If he could see 2 Trumbeaks, then I will have to eat my words, and he will be taking this 1-hit KO with ease. But if he can't find 2 Trumbeaks or maybe a Lost Blender and 2 Pokemon, then it is going to be shy of a 1-hit KO. Brady also might be playing Choice Band. If Brady is playing Choice Band, that is another option for him. He's going for the Instruct, got 3 cards. What's it going to be? He's got a Nest Ball. Fortunately, does not search out Trumbeak either. So Nest Ball can potentially get him another Hoppip, but I think he's out of Hoppips at this point. I think Brady might have to, just grab a Natu. That's fine as well, though. Just the more attackers, the better at this point. But we do see a Cynthia. Wow. Incredible rip there off of the Instruct. I'm not sure if that was his last card in hand or if he ripped it off his 2-card draw. Either way, very good to be able to see 6 new cards here in search of getting 2 more Pokemon to the Lost Zone. Definitely wants to see that. I'm not saying that it's a losing situation. It's definitely not a loss if he can't find these 2 Pokemon in the center of the Lost Zone. It just will set him back for sure and give an opening for Jarrett to kind of step into this game here. So, Ace Pokemon, I agree. These tournaments are a lot of fun. It's been really great just for our local league having these little. Usually they're just 4-rounders. I think we had like a 5-rounder the other day though, which was pretty intense. But usually they're just 3 or 4 rounds. Does find a Trumbeak off of that Great Ball. That's fantastic. So he's gonna have 8 Pokemon in the Lost Zone. What's he gonna do with that Trumbeak? Is he gonna send it away? Yes, he is. So we have 8. Can he get 9? Also, Brady, let's take a look at that top deck and see what we got. Jarrett's going to go through and give it one more count here and just another once over to kind of see what Brady's got in his lost zone. Make sure that he's counting things correctly, and also just to see what resources Brady might be lacking here. Always good to have knowledge of that stuff as you are progressing through the game. So Brady's taking a look at his hand, and no, we see Jarrett start to reach for the dice. Has got just short of a knockout. 160 damage, 8 Pokemon in the Lost Zone. Didn't quite get there, but still very close and doing pretty well here so far. Definitely putting that pressure on, and I don't think Brady really minds. If he has to take 2 turns to knock out the Tapu Lele, that's okay. 2 turns to knock out the Tapu Lele is not that bad. Jarrett will go for an Ultra Ball, and we see what he's looking for here. It can't, let's see, it could be a Tapu Lele, I guess. Yes, he could get a Tapu Lele to help him get more draw action on board. So he does grab the Tapu Lele. I imagine that he's probably going to get a Cynthia here. But what an ugly Ultra Ball. I believe he got rid of a couple of Ralts, which is just not what you want to see at all. I saw at least 1 Ralts getting discarded off of that. We do see the Fairy Energy come down, so he's going to take that knockout on the Jump Bluff, which is good, and going to allow him to go to 4 prizes. Now, Brady will skip ahead to 3 prizes after taking out this Tapu Lele GX, but Jarrett is still maintaining pace. If he can force Brady to take a couple more 2-hit knockouts, he's really going to, that's his only way of winning, really. That's his only out to victory, is to just hope that Brady's deck kind of stalls out here a little bit. Hope that he doesn't find maybe 3 or 4 more Trumbeaks. Hope that he doesn't find any more Lost Splendors. That would be ideal. So Jarrett goes to draw his 6 cards, and let's see what he's got here off of the 6. Yes, Paul, he is. That we allow that at our local league. Yep. So Jarrett just has the knockout. No evolutions in play still. Really tough for Jarrett. I can't believe he hasn't seen an Alolan Ninetales yet. That would really help to set this deck off. And there is the other Trumbeak that Brady so desperately needed last turn, presumably just getting that off of the top deck. Brady's got a handful of Grass Energy so that he knows he'll just be able to stream attacks for the next 2 turns, so long as he doesn't play something like a Cynthia. If he just continues to just attach from hand and swing, he'll do pretty well for himself. He could take out the active Tapu Lele. He can knock out the bench Tapu Lele if he can find a Guzma. He really just needs to continue to attach and attack while maybe preparing his board state to take out a Gardevoir GX for kind of like the game-winning knockout there. That would kind of be ideal for Brady. He just needs to get up over that cusp. We see him attach the double colorless energy, which is wild because that means that he has, and he will take out the fresh Tapu Lele. That is an interesting play there for sure. I'm not exactly sure that I agree with that. I think he probably is best off saving the Guzma in his hand, knocking out the active, and then saving the Guzma for the following turn. But I do see the value in taking out a clean Tapu Lele GX. I definitely get that. And then Brady dives in with another Let Loose there, shuffling both players to 4. definitely insult to injury there on Jarrett's side. He just finally got a draw supporter with the Cynthia, and he's back down to 4 cards. So not what Jarrett wants to see. Brady is going to have to find his energy back again, though. So that kind of makes me nervous. He had the energy he needed to attack already, and he could have just held on to that. But it's, it's okay. He's trying to look for more cards in the lost zone. Brady definitely wants to get more cards in the lost zone right now. Wants to try and find something like a Lost Splendor. I think he's got another Trumbeak in that hand that he's eyeing up. So he's going to be going to 10 Pokemon down and only needs 2 more or a Choice Band in order to have enough over to knock out a fully capable, a full health Gardevoir GX. So Brady will take that knockout, go to 3 prizes, and Jarrett has to promote the Tapu Lele, the damaged Tapu Lele. It's the only thing that can really knock out a Natu right now, so very unfortunate for Jarrett. He's just been kind of slowly trying to set up this deck over here. We do see that he's got a Marsh Stomp in play, which is good, but I think too little too late, and not going to be enough to allow him to come back into this game. We also see a single Fairy Energy come down onto, the Vulpix, and I think that he's thinking that maybe he can knock out a Lost Marcher, knock out maybe a Jumpluff with the Alolan Ninetales GX, and then potentially snipe something else and hope that he just doesn't get KO'd in return. But we do see there are a full, 10 Lost Marchers or 10 Pokemon in Brady's Lost Zone, meaning that he's going to do a perfect 200 damage. So it doesn't really matter if Alolan Ninetales GX comes out and attacks, because, it would just get knocked out in one hit. But, from Jarrett's perspective, you just got to play for all your outs. You got to do the best you can and hope that in some world, your opponent just misses an energy attachment here or there. Shotgun, I agree with you. Jarrett may have both his Ninetales prized. I don't think that I've actually seen them, so that would be extraordinarily unfortunate. But then if both his Ninetales were prized, I don't see why he would be attaching the Fairy Energy to the Vulpix. Maybe he was hoping to get a Ninetales off of the prize there. That could have been his hope. I still think that potentially the Fairy Energy onto the Guardy might have been the way to go, you got to build up the guard. You got to get a Guardy going here. It's the only way that he could even, have a potential to pull this matchup off, is just to get that Guardy into play, and then hopefully Max Potion it or something like that, just knock out a Jumpluff, Max Potion, and then kind of continue from there. Oh, thank you, Neon Dead, for the sub. Appreciate it. Check out the new emote that I just cooked up last night, the Brain Freeze emote that Natalie is showing off there. Definitely a good one. If you want the context on that, I was at a Mexican restaurant drinking margaritas, and we got a brain freeze. So, oh, thank you, Darth Dragus, for the sub as well. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. Awesome stuff, guys. Thank you so much. All right, so Brady, just has Guzma. Oh, my gosh. So not even taking out the Ninetales. He has, not taking out that Tapu Lele. He's going to Guzma out the Ralts, the only Ralts on Jarrett's board. And Jarrett's just going to scoop it up. He's like, listen, man, I'm tired of you just Guzmaing around my 160 damage Tapu Lele. He's like, it's about time we just scoop that up. So Brady will take the dub, going on to 1-0 at our little shop tournament here. And like I was saying, these guys, have I become a meme on Twitch here, MewFan? That would be pretty cool. That would be great. I hope that I become a meme. Memes are everywhere. That sounds great. I think I've been a meme for a long time. My friends have been laughing at me since I was in high school. So I think that I've been a meme before memes were real. But anyways, this shop tournament is a great opportunity for players to come and kind of practice decks that they maybe don't always get to play. We saw that Jarrett was playing with proxies there, so Jarrett did get to... Oh, was that game? I thought Brady had 3 prizes. So he brought up the... No, he had 3 prizes remaining. I think Brady had 3 prizes because why would he Guzma up a Ralts instead of just knocking out the active Tapu Lele? You know, unless there was something that I was missing there. Unless he took 3 prizes in one turn. I didn't exactly see all that. But I think Jarrett just scooped it up. Either way, this is a great opportunity for these local players to build new decks, try them out, and then also to win prize money, right? So they get to win shop credit, they win store credit here at Full Grip Games, and then they use that credit to help build new decks, and then they can go on and play those at League as well and take them to tournaments and all of that. I know Brady has used a lot of his store credit that he has won over the course of the last month and a half to help build a lot of decks in his arsenal right now. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and check on the tournament real quick and just see if maybe we can get Brady back here, unless someone's bringing him back here to me. I do have a very nice BRB screen that I worked on for when I don't have a helper to run. So I will be... oh, I didn't realize he had a shrine. Thank you, Riley. I did not see that shrine at all. I didn't realize his Lost March deck was playing shrine. So Riley pointed out Brady's Lost March list actually has a Shrine of Punishment in it, which would explain why he was avoiding knocking out the 160 damage Lele. He's like, I'm just going to wait until I draw into my shrine, which was surely what he was looking for. I'm going to go check on rounds, though, see how things are going. I'm going to be right back and maybe see if we can talk to Brady about that, that Shrine of Punishment Lost March deck. All right, so we are going to be getting right into our next round. So I didn't have enough time to, unfortunately, bring Brady back here, but Brady did let me know he plays 1 Shrine of Punishment. I missed that. I wasn't even looking for it, to be honest. He plays 1 Shrine of Punishment in that Lost March deck. He said he plays it to counter, to make sure that he has a counter to Prism Star stadiums. So he does play 1. Up next, we are going to have Josh Vardos versus Zach Pra, and they are going to be playing a Lost March mirror. So gonna get the overlay kind of whipped up here real quick. Josh Vardos and Zach Pra. I think this is Zach's first time on camera here at Full Grip, so excited to have him on board. Josh had a heartbreaking loss at our League Cup over last weekend. He just the deck kind of just stalled out on him and had a tough loss. I think he lost to Brady, actually, who we just had on camera this past round here. So gonna save this thing here. Let's see, and round 2. Alrighty then, let's take a look at that tabletop out there, see if they are getting ready. Hopefully they have not started yet. That would be good. All right, they are shuffling up now. Gonna drag their names into place here, and eventually when this becomes a little bit more of a higher production stream here or whatever, I won't have to actually talk about doing the behind the scenes work while on camera. Or I could have done that. I could have left the BRB screen up longer, but I didn't really I didn't really want to do that. I kind of wanted to hop right back in and let you guys know that I was here. I didn't want to stay away too long. Should be an interesting Lost March mirror, though. So I don't really know how this is going to go. They should try to keep Tapu Lele off the board. This is going to be a 4-round League Cup, or not League Cup, 4-round League tournament. So 4 rounds. This is round 2. Both of these are 1-0. Is DJ Chuckles? Is that you? Is that you, Chandler? Are you DJ Chuckles? So I got Chandler out there, is in the chat. We got some of the homies here from Full Grip Games checking out the stream, just seeing what it's all about. So no be right back screen. Aw, thank you, Neon Dead. Appreciate it. And thank you again for the sub. That's what I'm saying. I hate to go to the BRB screen, but honestly, we only got so many people working here. We can't have everybody working on the stream at all times. I think we do a pretty good job. I think Josh is taking a look at his hand. He's got an excellent hand from what I see, honestly. That is like a perfect Lost March starting hand. I think he's got at least 1 Hop-Ep, a couple of Natus. You gotta love starting Natu in the Lost March mirror, especially if you're going second and can take that first knockout. That is fantastic. I mean, that's ideal for sure, being able to just get that quick and easy knockout. If you start something like Oranguru or Marshadow, that is pretty devastating in the Lost March mirror, because then you got to retreat it or Guzma out. That's just very difficult to pull off there. So looks like a good start from Josh, and I'm not sure what Zach's opening hand is looking like. I didn't get a good look at it there. So we'll see once they flip their hands. All right, these guys are getting started. Let's get into it. Oh, Zach is not playing Lost March, or is he? And is there something I'm just not aware of? No, he's not playing Lost March. I don't know why they told me this was a Lost March mirror. I'm sorry, guys. Apparently, they lied to me. That or Zach was trying to be misleading to his opponent, Josh, which would not be very sportsmanlike here at the league tournament. Though, hey, that kind of thing happens. Looks like we are actually getting Lost March versus Blacephalon. So Zach is going to be piloting Blacephalon. Starts with the Poiple here. Gets another Poiple onto his bench. He's got, is that a choice band on the active Poiple as well? He's probably attaching that choice band on the active Poiple just to thin it out of his deck. He wants to draw good cards, only playable cards off of this Cynthia. So he's just tossing that away. He knows that the Poiple is not actually going to use that choice band, but he doesn't really want to shuffle it back in and then draw it. So he's just going to ditch it there. Yes, Blacephalon is busted indeed. The deck is just completely wild and just accelerates energy like nobody's business. Does tons and tons and tons of damage. I mean, I used to think that Buzzwole was crazy when it would hit those B-string turns. But Blacephalon, when it hits those B-string turns, you can hit like 3, even 4 B-strings in one turn and just tee off. And, in tandem with the... with that charge up ability. Oh, yes, Josh is showing the camera. He got a Sophocles there off of the Trumbeak. Sacked it to the lost zone. That is awesome. They are both rocking those aluminum GX markers. Those are actually mine, so they belong to Tricky Jim. So I get to use those when I stream games, like is the case right now. See a pretty fantastic draw here off that Lily for Josh. He's got multiple copies of Hoppip. That's exactly what he wants to see, and a Great Ball. He's got a Natu off of the Great Ball, which I imagine that he'll take. There's really nothing else to consider unless he doesn't want to take a Pokemon at all, but I imagine that he's going to grab the Natu there. Oh, Gus, I'm glad that you have one. That's awesome. Sweet stuff. Yeah, they're super cool. And just, such a neat thing. And I don't know that I'll get any more of them anytime soon. So really excited about those. I only have I think I have 3 or 4 left that are just mine. I think I have 1 for my personal and then 2 that I use on camera. So awesome stuff. Let's see. So Josh, I think he shuffled back in with the Great Ball. I don't think that he decided that he wants that Natu, which is fine. He might just be saving that bench space for something else, like a Let Loose Marshadow. Here it goes. All right, so that's why he failed to the Great Ball. I imagine that he was just looking for a Trumbeak off of the Great Ball, but I think that potentially if you're planning on let loosing, then you just save the Great Ball in the deck, and you just let it exist in the deck there so that you have a higher chance of drawing it, maybe off of this Let Loose, and just it boosts the consistency of your deck overall. Just my thought, but sometimes you don't actually know what you're into the turn and you don't actually know where the turn's going to end up. He was probably still deciding whether or not he wanted to let loose when he played the Great Ball. I do that kind of stuff all the time, but just my 2 cents there. Don't necessarily need to burn that Great Ball out of the deck if you don't have to. Still a very, very strong start from Josh, though. He's got to be feeling pretty confident about that, especially with Zach having only 2 Poipole in play and not much else. We do see a second Trumbeak there from Josh, but he doesn't have double colorless or any other way to discard or lost zone more Pokemon there in his hand. So he has to just pass with the Poipole active. We see Zach go for the second fire on the Poipole. That means that a Naganadel turning point is incoming. We are probably going to see a Naganadel take the knockout on that active, and we see Josh kind of flailing his hands around here. He was hoping that he was going to be able to stick Zach without a supporter on that let loose. Looks like he was able to find one, though. Got the Cynthia off of the Tapu Lele, so he is going to refresh and draw 6, and I think that Zach might not actually want to even put that many Pokemon into play. Not that many Pokemon GX into play, because Pokemon GX are going to be huge targets for Josh. Blacephalon will sacrifice 2 prizes, and Turning Point actually knocks out every single attacker in Josh's deck. Doesn't matter if he's on that 3 prize turn or not. So if Zach is playing a list similar to Zach Lesage's list that has the 4/4 Naganadel line, he's really going to be leaning on those Naganadels. Now, I am going to need Zach to remove that Cynthia from the Tapu Lele. I see it's just kind of hanging out there. And I don't think that, the Tapu Lele does not like having that Cynthia on top of it. So we'll see how long it takes him to realize that that is there, But it's all good. It's just hanging out there. It's like the Cynthia is just on the bench right now. But he'll probably catch that eventually, and that will be okay. Or not. If he attacks with the Cynthia on the bench, then, then we're going to have some problems. I'm going to have to, have you clean up your space, Zach. Has he realized it yet? How about now? Nope. Oh, he's attacked. The Cynthia's still on the bench. All right, guys, that Cynthia is a major player now. It is on the bench. It has transcended supporter and has become a Pokemon. Oh, somebody please remove the Cynthia. Oh, gosh. That's okay. All right. It's not actually affecting gameplay. It's just annoying. It just doesn't belong there. The Cynthia's lost and needs a home. The home is in the discard pile. I know. What do you guys think that the Cynthia's attack would be if it had one? It's like a planeswalker. You're right. You're right, Dankus. Oh, goodness. What I'm concerned is that Zach will go all the way into his turn and still not realize it. Like how long will it actually take? We'll see. Still no realization of the Cynthia. That's fine. They're very, very interested in their game right now, and understandably so. Josh promoted the Hoppip here, knows that Jump Luff has free retreat if he can just find a Skip Bloom. That being said, he needs a lot more gas in the tank to knock out a Naganadel. He is not getting there right now. The Naganadel is going to take at least, what has Naganadel got, like 120, 130 hit points? So you could look it up. Naganadel, I know I should just know this, but, it's tough out here. Naganadel, I must have spelled Naganadel wrong. Tell you what, looking at Google, that's not a Naganadel. Yeah, I don't know. You guys can tell me. What is, how much health does Naganadel have? I think it's 130 if I had to guess. Oh yeah, 130. God, busted. All right, so he's gonna need 7 Lost Marchers in the Lost Zone in order to knock that thing out. I was like teetering between 120 and 130. I was trying to recall from memory, but couldn't quite get there. Well, I did. I mean, I just was unsure of myself. Need to be confident, Andrew. Need to be confident at all times that you know exactly what is on all of those cards. Anyways, we do see a Jump Luff come out from Josh. Got a Jump Luff there for Pokemon in the Lost Zone. But, yeah, it's not looking pretty for Josh. He's just got the 4, and that's it. 80 damage to a Naganadel is no bueno. That is not what he wants to do at all. So he instructs for 1. Ooh, got the Lost Blender, but that does not help. Not at all. Josh has got to wait until next turn. I would like to see him promote something like maybe a Marshadow this turn and maybe attach to the Jump Luff, retreat to Marshadow. I think that is his best bet. Oh yeah, I called it. Very good play, Josh. Oh no, you should have attached though. He's thinking, I don't know. Like what if Zach doesn't? Like I don't know. I guess maybe you don't attach. I mean that Marshadow is probably going down, but I guess there's like a chance that it doesn't. I kind of like attaching the grass. It doesn't really belong anywhere else right now, but I guess you could Lily with it. I just don't like the idea of potentially, getting stuck in a Lost March deck. I don't like that at all. We do see Zach play a Lily there, and I guess it could have been troublesome if Zach did have the Guzma. Josh wanted to save that grass energy. So, I could see it both ways. It definitely has his reasons here, and Josh made a call that, that it wasn't going to matter, and he's right. It's not going to matter. I think 99% of the time it's probably not going to matter, so doesn't matter either way. That Marshadow is getting knocked out. Zach's going to go to 4 prizes without even revealing a Blacephalon GX. And I agree, Shotgun Nostrils. I agree. I think that Zach, may end up going for the Burst GX for game. Josh has got a Netball. That doesn't really help him here. He's got a Lily and a Grass. He needs to commit the Grass and burn the Netball for nothing unless there's a Hoppip in the deck that I don't know about. Let's see. What is he doing? Oh, is he lost? Ooh. Oh, he shouldn't have done that, Josh. What were you doing? What are you going for there? Why would you Lost Blender away the Netball and the... Unless that's not a Lily in his hand. I'm pretty sure it is. Oh, it is a Lily in his hand. He's just going for more stuff here. I don't really think I like that route that he took, though, to get to here. I think he could have saved that grass. Like, why just toss the grass away? He does have, I guess, the ability to Lost Blunder away the jump bluff and an Ultra Ball or something. That's just not good at all. You see him kind of shuffle it around. This is like the opposite of where he wanted to be. And he knows at this point that he is probably, is the Naganadel weak to Psychic? I guess so. Yeah, Naganadel is weak to Psychic, right? That is, I guess, a knockout. So he's got that. He was wagering that he was going to be able to hit the DCE off the Lily. That's why he was getting rid of the grass. But he drew into that jump bluff there, which is just like the opposite of what he wants to do. He didn't want that at all. So good stuff there. Takes the knockout on the Naganadel. Naganadel is one of the weird Pokemon. I don't quite have my head wrapped around it yet. Like, what is it? Is it a psychic bug? Is it a bug? Is it, I keep having this feeling like it's ghost or something, and that it should be weak to dark. But I know that that's not correct. I associate Naganadel with Pokemon that are weak to dark, so I always forget about that. But yes, it appears that Naganadel, 130 hit points, weak to Psychic. All right, I should study my cards a little more. That's okay though. Zach's still in a very commanding situation. 2 Naganadel on board. Going to go to 3 prizes by knocking out this Natu. And he's got another Poipole. That means that he appears to be playing like a thicker Naganadel line, which is perfect for this strategy that he is trying to execute here. Naganadel's Dragon and Poison, I am hearing. All right, so you're telling me it's not Ghost, which is kind of how I feel about it. I feel like it should be Ghost Bug. That's how I feel about Naganadel. It's like kind of if like a Beedrill and a Giratina had a child, it would be Naganadel. That's how I feel about Naganadel anyways. But nobody asked, so that's okay. Naganadel's going to take the knockout on that Natu. And Josh promotes a jump bluff. So he's got a jump bluff out there. Doesn't exactly have a whole lot of Pokemon in the lost zone right now. Looks like he's going to Rescue Stretcher 3 Pokemon back into the deck. He chose a Natu, a Marshadow, and I think he selects one more. Okay, I guess he did select 3. I just didn't get to see them all. And then he's going to go back into the deck with Floral Path Away to the Sky. So he must have thrown maybe that jump bluff back into the deck as well. So now he's got 6. That's good. He's almost there. Just needs one more Pokemon in order to take a knockout on that active Naganadel. Can he get there? I think I do see a Lost Blunder in his hand, but he doesn't want to Lost Zone that final jump bluff. He wants to hang on to that. We see the gears kind of turning in Josh's head, shuffling cards around. Considering an Ultra Ball potentially as well, he could Ultra Ball for like a Trumbeak, I guess, and then ship the Trumbeak. That's another way to do this. But either way, that jump bluff appears to be hitting the Lost Zone or the discard. Either way, it doesn't really feel great. He's going to Ultra Ball away, and he's either going to go for the Trumbeak to guarantee the knockout, or he is just going for the Natu to guarantee the knockout. There we go. That is good, because he doesn't have the energy yet. He's just got the double colorless energy. So he's going to Ultra Ball for the Natu and just take the knockout with Natu. Good stuff there. Definitely did not want to have to see Josh instruct for the energy. That would have been very bad. So, nobody wants to instruct for 2 looking for grass, but that's not a situation that Josh put himself into. He did instruct into the Super Boost, though, so he would have got it, but not a risk that he wants to take. So he's got the knockout with Natu, but at this point he's got to be pretty concerned that Zach will be able to take a knockout with that benched Naganadel, and then the other Poipole, if that turns into a Naganadel as well, is going to be a problem, because Zach could finish the game off with the Burst GX very easily. So Josh wants to see Zach put more GX Pokemon into play. That being said, we've seen these Lost March decks kind of struggle to get up to that 200 damage. It's not happening super quickly. It's taking some time for sure. It is not like a turn 2 180 deck, not like Night March used to be or anything like that. It's definitely more of a slow grind here, getting up and rolling. So Josh will take the knockout, limit Zach to 4 cards. And let's see what Zach's got going on. We see an Ultra Ball there as well. So we know he can get that Naganadel if it's in his deck. He may have to go find something like a Rescue Stretcher, though, if he only plays 3 or if he's prized 1. So that is kind of where Zach is sitting right now. We see him eyeing up his discard pile, trying to figure out where he's going to go from here. He knows he's got the knockout, but he needs to prep. Something on his bench, and preferably hit some beast rings too. And I wouldn't mind to just see kind of an explosion from Zach this turn. He's only got 3 prizes left to take. I wouldn't mind seeing him just lay down some Pokemon and establish his board position a little bit better if he can. So if he could find another Naganadel for that bench Poiple and a Blacephalon and a couple of Beast Rings, I think that would be like his ideal situation. But he Ultra Balls away a Beast Ring here, just going for Let Loose. I imagine that he didn't have the cards he wanted in his hand. I think he's showing he just had 2 Guzmas in his hand otherwise. So he lets loose, and then Josh is showing off that he too had a let loose in his hand. So either way, it was looking like players were going to be letting loose. And this is devolving into a pretty close matchup here. I was feeling like Zach had a guaranteed lead, but Josh has been able to maintain pressure with Natu knocking out the Naganadels, even though he only has 6 Pokemon in the Lost Zone. We do know that Josh might be able to knock out that Tapu Lele eventually if he needs to for his final 2 prizes. But Zach probably doesn't have any more than just 2 Naganadel remaining. The one in the active position now and that one that is yet to be found on the bench. And he's only got 4 cards here to find it. So if he doesn't find a Naganadel for his bench or a Blacephalon and a Beast Ring, then he's going to be in trouble. And we see he does find a Cynthia there. That's a huge draw off of that let loose. He needed to play more cards. He needed to see more cards than that let loose for. That was not about to get there. Oh, Mama KO, I'm glad you like the emote. The emote is, I love it. I love that. It's I think it's very funny. I asked Natalie to send me all the worst pictures of me that she had on her phone, so she obliged and did a great job. See, Zach gets the Rescue Stretcher. I was thinking that he was going to have to get Rescue Stretcher to find those Naganadels again. And we see him confidently shuffle 2 Naganadels and a Poiful back into the deck. That must mean that he either has a strong draw card in his hand or he has a search card already. And we'll see if he starts to shuffle that deck up. If he's got a Mysterious Treasure in his hand, he'll just go for the Naganadel right away and start to charge up. But let's see, he's got Beast Ring, so he'll accelerate to the Poiple as well. Get 2 more fire energy on it, so he doesn't even need to charge up. I'm still feeling a little suspect about Zach's board here. I feel like I wouldn't have minded if he just Rescue Stretchered for the 1 Naganadel, brought it back to his hand, and threw it onto the bench. Unless he's got a Mysterious Treasure in hand, he's still leaving a lot up to chance by doing this, where, you know, he could finish the game off with a Burst GX, and I think that would have been fine. Though he does, you know, realize that he's probably got 1 more turn of Beast Ring, unless Josh is able to pull a crazy maneuver off where he Guzmas and knocks out Zach's Tapu Lele. It, you know, is looking like Zach's getting 1 more turn of Beast Ring with only 2 prizes remaining. So that is definitely still great news for Zach and shows that he is still in a dominating position here. Thank you, Tama Drummer. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for hanging out here on the stream. Yeah, I got 2 streams today, so pretty stoked on that. Just getting some time in here on Twitch and showing off our weekly tournament, which I'd like to start doing every Wednesday. So this is something I'd like to start doing on a weekly basis. Every Wednesday, show off our league, show off, the decks that are getting played, and just turn this into a little production we get going every week, and just provide some awesome tabletop content for Tricky Jim on YouTube as well as on Twitch. Just give me another opportunity to go live, which has been a lot of fun lately. Like, I'm really digging it. So let's see. All right, Josh is going in here with, I think, let's see, an Ultra Ball. This is what it looks like. I'm not exactly sure. So I'm gonna withhold my judgment here. All right, yes, it looks like he's Floral Path. All right, he's Floral Path away to this guy. Very good. He's gonna get another Jump Bluff into play. So now he's got 8 Pokemon in the Lost Zone, meaning that he can finally take knockouts on these Naganadels with Jump Bluffs. So he can use his Grass Energy, no problem. But we got to see what's left in his hand. He's got a Grass and a Guzma. That's good. He's not quite there to take out the Lele yet, so he's going to take out the Poiple. I don't know. Okay, I was going to say I don't know why he plays the Guzma there, but I see now it's because he wants to instruct for more cards. He's really trying to churn through his deck and make sure he doesn't miss any sort of attack. So let's see. Zach has removed his Pokemon. Yep, promoting the Naganadel. Very good. Still at 3 prizes. Josh was very close to actually pulling out the knockout on that Lele, which would have been really big for him. But it also would have allowed Zach to just have 2 more knockouts. I think if he's going to knock out the Lele, it's got to happen at the end of the game. And we see Zach start to prepare that Lele. He's established kind of a checkmate board just by attaching to the Lele. Doesn't even need to burst GX with a Blacephalon. He could probably, if it's a Natu in the active, he could just energy drive it. But he does very intelligently put that fire energy down onto the Lele so the Lele can retreat into a Blacephalon GX. So I love that play from Zach. Just really heads up. He already knows what his final maneuver is going to be, and he knows it's going to be Burst GX if this active Naganadel goes down. The Tapu Lele is going to be short, knocking out a Jump Bluff, so he knows that as well. I imagine he's got to have a Blacephalon in hand. If he doesn't have the Blacephalon in hand, he's got to be feeling pretty sketched out, honestly. That is just really tough if he doesn't have it. I haven't gotten a good look at Zach's hand, though, so he may or may not be sitting on it. Josh is kind of grinding things out in his own hand right now, trying to figure out how does he not lose this game, right? It is within reach. He can feel it. He's very close. And it looks like he's just going to commit that Super Boost energy to the active Jump Bluff. I think Super Boost is like a super cute card in here. It allows you to hit a Shuckle. If you happen to see one, you could knock out Shuckle with it if you have 3 Stage 2 in play. But Josh will go for the Elm here, grab a Natu out of the deck, throw it onto his bench, and I think he's considering a Lost Blender here just to thin his hand and allow him to instruct for another card. So that is kind of what he's got going on here. Maybe not, though. He's only got 3 cards left in his hand. One of them's with DCE, so he's probably not going to Lost Blender this turn. I think he's just going to take the knockout and hope that Zach doesn't just slam down Blacephalon Fire for game. Josh has to take the prize. Ball's in Zach's court now. Promotes the Lele. He's got an energy switch, some fire energy, and there we go. Retreat into Burst GX. Someone called it there, so awesome stuff there. Called it. Zach was going to have the Burst GX for game. Style points for Zach. Awesome stuff there. And, piloted very well. I love the way, that's right, Shotgun Nostrils called that. So shout out to you, Shotgun Nostrils. Good call. But very well played by Zach. I really liked his routing on that matchup, that he limited his board position to Naganadels only. I think he did a great job of that. Really shut down Josh's strategy of taking out Pokemon GX in order to win that trade. So Zach will move on to 2-0 at our tournament here. I'm going to go see how the rounds are wrapping up and see if maybe Zach wants to come back and talk to you guys a little bit about his Blacephalon deck, see maybe a little bit about what his list is looking like. I felt like it was probably similar to Zach Lesage's list, but the choice helmets obviously were not in there. We did see the energy switch, though, which has been a very popular choice. So I will be back. Whatever. All right, so we got Zach here in the studio. Welcome, Zach.
Cool, thanks for having me.
Of course, man. Congrats on your win. So, why'd you want to play Blacephalon today?
Well, since the card came out, I just feel like it's super powerful. The card just the raw power of it, discarding whatever you want.
Right, amazing. I really like the way you navigated that matchup. Is that a matchup you've played before?
It is. So Josh is actually a really good friend of mine. So
okay.
we probably played that matchup a dozen times.
Right. It seemed like you had walked this line before. You're like, all right, just Naganadel City out here. We're just gonna get a bunch of Naganadels into play. You knew you were gonna win the game with Burst GX.
Yeah.
We had people saying in the comments, like, bro, I bet you he steezes on, steezes on Josh with some Burst GX there at the end to kind of finish things off. Were you ever, nervous that you weren't gonna find that last Naganadel there?
Yeah, so I had, right before he Mars Shadowed, I think he was on 4 prizes.
Yeah.
I had the stretcher in hand, and then he Mars Shadowed me into basically nothing.
Right.
And then I Mars Shadowed back, and I think I had a Cynthia off that Mars Shadow. But yeah, right there when I had literally nothing, I was like, this is going to go really well or really bad.
Right, no, so it definitely buffed out for you. Did you consider the rescue stretcher, you shuffled the 3 back in, were you considering maybe just pulling out the Naganadel and slapping it right down?
I didn't have access to it.
Oh.
Because I ultra spaced earlier to make sure I had the Mars Shadow still in deck.
Okay, got it. Good stuff. So, 2-0 here. Pretty cool. Do you know what the prize pool is tonight? Like how many players there are, anything like that?
I do not. I think there's 13 people here.
13 people. Pretty nice turnout for the little shop tournament, so great stuff. Now, what do you think of the Blacephalon versus Lost March matchup in general?
In general,
close?
I think you're unfavored.
You think unfavored?
I think you're unfavored.
You made it look pretty convincing there.
Because I got really lucky. I was hitting the nuts pretty early, and he just wasn't really able to get set up. But I think when both players set up, if you can't Naganadel early,
a
lot of times you have to go into Blacephalon and Burst GX turn 1, turn 2.
Right.
It can put you in a bad position.
Josh is 0-2 on camera with this matchup.
Yeah.
So it's surprising to hear that it's probably favored for Lost March because Josh is showing us otherwise.
Yeah, he almost always beats me, so I think it's really good that I play on stream with him, I guess.
Oh, well, that's great. Anyways, thanks for joining us, Zach.
Yeah, thank you.
And good luck in the rest of your rounds, man. All right. We're going to be right back. Alrighty then. Thank you so much for the sub, Rob35. Appreciate it. We got Chris Fulop coming up next against Cody Gray. Cody Gray is going to be rocking that Stunfisk deck that we saw. If you guys caught the League Cup, Cody's got a Stunfisk deck, except he told me that it plays Stunfisk and Garbodor now, so that's really exciting. We're going to have Stunfisk Garbodor against Chris Fulop, a world-renowned player, second place Worlds in 2004, national champion as well. Chris Fulop's going to be playing his Malamar deck. So going to get the overlay up here, and then we're going to get right on down to this pretty exciting matchup. I'd love to see Stunfisk take a win. That would be fantastic. Both these players are 1-1 right now, so this match will make or break their little tournament run here on a Wednesday night. If they lose, they are not in contention for prize money. We usually give out store credit to the top 4 finishers of the league tournament. So, going 3-1 will usually get you some prize money. It's really cool. So we're going to save this up. Round 3. Round 3. Excellent. Desktop. Boom. Booyah. Awesome. And then I got to prep this over here. Well, eventually I'm going to get better at this and I won't have to recite what I'm doing as I'm doing it. That's like the dream. But I'm telling you, editing overlays and commentating at the same time, not easy. Here we go. On to the matchup. Chris Fulop on the left, Cody Gray on the right, still in those awesome Zorora sleeves there that we saw at the League Cup. And we do see that Cody is also playing that unit energy, so cool stuff. Stunfisk and Garbodor both share a unit energy on that Lightning Psychic one. That is pretty cool stuff. I asked Cody if he is excited about the new Zapdos coming out. I am extremely excited about the new Zapdos coming out, but the new Zapdos just kind of seems like a better Stunfisk if you ask me. So I think that, Cody is kind of onto something. He's a little ahead of his time right here, playing decks with Electro Power and Shrine and Stunfisk. A little ahead of his time. This is going to be a very popular kind of archetype when Zapdos comes out. Zapdos is just an awesome, first of all, incredible Pokemon. It's one of my top five favorite Pokemon ever. Love Zapdos. So Zapdos has a Golisopod-like attack. I don't know the name of it because it's, it's still a Japanese card right now. But when it goes from the bench to the active position, it does 10 plus 70 or something like that. So 80 damage for 1 lightning energy. Pretty sweet stuff. I think that the Zapdos is weak to lightning, but the attack doesn't take weakness and resistance into consideration. So I imagine the mirror matches are just absolutely dreadful. But that's probably why a lot of the Zapdos decks are playing Jolteon GX, so that you can easily and efficiently knock out Zapdoses and hit them for lightning weakness, because otherwise, 110 hit points can be a little bit of a pain to take out. They also got a fighting resistance. Let's see, Cody is starting out with his GX counter the wrong way, so hopefully he figures that out. That, or he's already flipped it over because he knows he does not play any GX Pokemon and doesn't really plan to use a GX attack. So that's probably, it's possible as well. So I don't, Chris is pointing at him, telling him, hey bro, flip that over. But it looks like Cody's like, nah dude, I ain't doing it. So that's that. Cody's like, it's still correct to flip your GX counter over. So I don't know what's going on there, but that's fine. We did still have that Cynthia from the last game that hung out on the bench. I never saw the Cynthia get taken away. So I assume that the Cynthia did find its way into the discard pile where it belonged, but I never got to actually see that happen. Cody will start off Ultra Balling away a Cynthia, and he's considering one other card here. Also confidently attaching that unit energy to the active Trubbish. He knows that the Trubbish is probably not going down on turn 1. We also see Chris Fulop opt to start a Giratina, so that's interesting too. The Giratina puts damage into play when you pop it out of the discard pile and put it onto the bench, so interesting to see that Chris opts to just start the Giratina and guarantee that that it will be on the bench rather than to try and get it into the discard somehow. I mean, he's basically sacrificing a potential of 10 damage spread on 2 Pokemon, which he has probably decided won't really matter, in order to guarantee that this thing does not get let loose away. Chris just wants to have a solid board state against this deck. He wants to be able to just solidify a few Malamars into play and a non-GX attacker as quickly as he can. We see 2 Orangaroos to start things off on Cody's side. Active Trubbish, we got a Shrine as well, and he's going to pass. Chris, eyeing up his hand, we see a couple of Mysterious Treasures and some Psychic Energy. Psychic Energy will find its way onto Giratina on the bench, and he plays Adventure Bag. Check this thing out. He's going to Adventure Bag for some tool cards. Crazy stuff. Some tool cards from the deck. I wonder what he's going to get. He must play an escape board. I imagine that if you're playing Adventure Bag, I feel like you have to play an escape board, right? Like there's got to be one in there. You don't just Adventure Bag with only choice bands in deck. I feel like if you, yeah, he's got a board. That's right. Chris Fulop going to be kick flipping out here. Got that escape board. That's what I'm talking about. Good stuff. Very creative inclusion there from Chris. We don't see a lot of players playing Adventure Bag, but we can see how he's kind of opting for that little toolbox effect with the Adventure Bag and then a split of escape boards and choice bands. I really like that from Chris, and very cool stuff. Very creative. Very interesting to see, and that's part of why I love the fact that we're streaming these weekly league tournaments. We can see some interesting cards get played, stuff that you might not see at a tournament, at a bigger tournament, because bigger tournaments tend to be just like pure meta. Here, players get to test out their ideas and kind of throw them in the ring and see how they do, before bringing them to a larger event. So I really do like that aspect of our weekly league. Our weekly league has been very successful so far. I mean, there's been, definitely good attendance so far here at Full Grip's been an awesome event to be a part of, and just to have like world caliber players showing up to your local league is absolutely nutty. Chris Fulop is a world renowned player, like I'd said, and then Will Mantho shows up. He got second at a regional championship last year. Natalie's here all the time, got second at a regional championship last year. We have Frank show up from time to time as well. Frank Persick he was in the top 16 of North America last year in championship points. So tons of accomplished players showing up to our league to throw down on these Wednesday events, which have just been super, super fun to be a part of, as I had said. So Cody's going to nest ball, go for a Tapu Koko promo here. So maybe he's thinking that he'll soften up Chris's board before eventually going in with a different attacker. There are probably not a lot of items in Chris's discard right now. Of course, I don't actually have a count on that. We do get Electro Power, and let's see, he instructs, and we do find a Lily on Cody's side. So if Cody can draw into a switch, then he's going to be able to Flying Flip for 50 damage, but we don't get it, unfortunately. So that is unfortunate. Let's see. Is Chris playing is the 5th place Roanoke list? Did they play Adventure Bag? I didn't really, I hadn't taken a look at that yet. That would be interesting. I don't know what kind of Malamar list Chris is playing right now. I assumed he was going to be playing a similar Malamar list to what he did at the League Cup, but it looks like this is much different. Looks like he's got Marshadow in here and probably just non-GX psychic attackers. He loves... It looks like he does have a Dawn Wings in here as well. He's just playing like a Psychic Malamar Toolbox deck, and probably not playing Ultra Necrozma in this list if I had to guess. There is no Ultra Necrozma in here. It's just Psychic Malamar, Dawn Wings, non-GX attackers, and a Marshadow. So kind of just like a nice little Psychic Toolbox deck that he's got on his side of the field. But we don't see an attack from Chris. He's actually kind of stalled out, doesn't have a lot of other stuff going on in his hand. The Oricorio has been really great for Chris to accelerate energy into play. Cody just going to play a Professor Kukui here. Draw 2 cards, but he's got this Trubbish in the active position that isn't moving. And then we got Stunfisk coming down onto the bench. There he is, the hero, the people's champion. We wanted to see the Stunfisk. I want to see that Stunfisk get in there. And I just am very excited about when that Stunfisk gets replaced by Zapdos. Zapdos is just so good, so powerful, and just an awesome Pokemon, honestly. I don't think that there's been a really competitive Zapdos since, I don't know, maybe since Zapdos EX in like 2005-ish. I think Zapdos, Electrode, Rayquaza, or ZRE, Zapdos, Rayquaza, Electrode, was a very popular deck back in 2005. About Chris Fulop's era, that was in his heyday. I hate to say heyday because he's been a very accomplished player ever since, but definitely had his time in 2004, 2005 when he was getting second.
Right
No, I'm saying he's accomplished. I did call 2005 his heyday. Or 2004 his heyday.
2007 was probably his heyday.
Was
he won
it?
Nationals then.
Oh, he won Nats in 2007.
Yes.
So, all right. Chris is moving. Let's see. Cody had gotten an attack off with that Trash Lance. Chris moving in with Giratina. Welcome, Natalie.
Hello.
Hey. So, Natalie is here, by the way. Thank you so much for joining us here, Natalie.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Stunfisk out.
I see the Stunfisk. I walked by the stream table when I was coming in.
Oh, yeah. So we got Stunfisk back. And Chris is playing a Psychic Malamar Toolbox. This Giratina is going to be very good against Garbodor, hitting it for weakness. Fantastic. I think, how much damage does the Giratina actually do?
130, I believe.
130.
And then you have to do like 40 to one of your Pokemon.
Yeah, that is an unfortunate drawback for sure on that attack. Weakening up all his bench Pokemon is exactly what Cody wants. That's going to make them kind of easy pickings for things like Stunfisk there, who we see him drop a unit energy onto. Cody's kind of eyeing up his hand, trying to consider his options. Got a couple Electro Powers in here, but I don't think that he's quite got the juice to knock out a Giratina, that looming Giratina. I was talking about Naganadel, by the way. We see a Guzma from Cody. I was talking about Naganadel, and I felt like Naganadel is a combination of Giratina and Beedrill. And Stunfisk getting in there with the Electro Power to knock out Chris's benched Inkay there. So great stuff from Cody getting that Stunfisk in there. Unfortunately, the Stunfisk does have to discard an energy when it attacks, but very cool stuff. And, very crazy to see that Stunfisk getting in there. Now, that Shrine is not adding up any damage, unfortunately. Chris has very intelligently kept his bench void of GX Pokemon, but Chris does have to think, how is he going to sustain himself this game? He's got to get another Malamar into play. He decides to drop the Dawnwings, and since Cody is up on prizes, the Dawnwings can potentially GX, at some point, which would be very good for Chris. If Chris can trade, 2 for 2 with the Dawnwings, he's okay with that. If he could trade even better than 2 for 2, if he could trade 2 for 3, then that's going to be absolutely perfect. So, good heads up stuff from Chris. Unfortunately, we're not seeing a draw card from Chris, though, so he is kind of stalling out. He remembers the Shrine damage, so that's good. Cody's got the Tapu Koko. What's up?
No, I'm just looking at the screen.
Cody's got the Tapu Koko. He's got a Choice Band.
Cody's got a pretty awkward hand. He's got like a bunch of energy and a Sightseer.
Yeah. Electro Power, and then he's going to Sightseer. If he finds another Electro Power, he's doing what, like 20, 50, 80? He could do an 80 damage, which does the Giratina have 120 or 130 hit points?
I believe it has 130.
130. I always get those two confused. I didn't know earlier if Naganadel had 120 or 130. Deoxys is 120. All right.
I could be wrong.
Garbodor is 120.
Yeah.
I just I always get those kind of confused, but I don't. Oh, a second Electro Power. Ooh. So he's going to be hitting for 80, which is not a knockout. Yes, Giratina's got 130 hit points, so almost there. And then sniping to the bench as well. Chris is getting to a position where, his board might be able to get, kind of wiped pretty clean. Not exactly. He's like 20 damage shy of having some really bad things happen. If a damage swap was able to come into play this turn, a damage swap Tapu Lele, if Cody was able to find one, he could, make it so that an Inkay was almost knocked out and just knock out the GX as well. But I think, he probably still takes that if he can. Chris is going to bring out that Dawn Wings, though. Does the Dawn Wings have 40 on it? Yes, it does, from the double shrine and then the flying flip. He's going to take that knockout with the Dawn Wings, saving the Giratina on the bench.
Interesting.
That is interesting. I don't know why he would just put the Dawn Wings out in harm's way like that. He knows that the Giratina can pop itself back, but I feel like the Giratina would have been fine in the active. Oh, I know why. He does not want to attack with the Giratina anymore. Doing 40 damage to his own bench is like absolutely horrible. So he knows that if he damages his own bench again, it is just game over. Like, he can't afford to do that.
Did they forget shrine it? Oh, they got it. Okay.
Yeah, they got the shrine. Very good. So he knows that he can't really afford to do that anymore. We do see Cody go for that Tapu Lele. He knows that that's going to be his line. He knows that that's what he's trying to play into. We've even got the counter energy, and he'll instruct for 3. We'll see if any of these are burnable cards that maybe he can finagle around. He can get a knockout on that Dawn Wings, though. He just needs to move up 100. Actually, he can. He could take 3 prizes because of Shrine. So he can move 60 damage over to an Inkay and 120 damage up, and it'll get knocked out the following turn. So that is like a really powerful play from Cody there. If he opts to do things that way, taking 3 prizes in one turn with Magical Swap, it appears as if that Giratina is really damaging for Chris. I think it really ramped up his damage too quickly on his side of the field, and we're going to see Cody take a gigantic play here with the Magical Swap. 60 damage there, perfectly played. 3 prize turn after the shrine. Awesome stuff from Cody. So crazy knockout there with Tapu Lele's Magical Swap, stranding the Giratina in the active position. That is the opposite of where that Giratina wants to be as well. Chris is in a really tough spot. Yeah, not where he wants to be at all. And I don't know if he can fight his way out of this. I feel like he's just at a loss. Cody doesn't have any really established attackers on his side, so it might be tough for Cody to find that final knockout. But, you got to be feeling pretty good if you're Cody, only having 1 prize remaining. Chris doesn't have a great way to take his next prize. He's going to play, I imagine, a Cynthia. His discard is a little bit off camera, but it looks like he's shuffling his hand in, going to be drawing 6 new cards.
Yeah,
he probably wants a rescue stretcher this turn. He needs a rescue stretcher to go get Dawn Wings and GX. That's his only real route, I think.
He needs to attach to.
Yes. So he needs a Psychic. He needs a rescue stretcher. If he doesn't have it, this is going to be a tough pill to swallow. He's eyeing up his discard. I don't think he got it, unfortunately. Let's see. I see Acrobike. He's got options here to dig for it. He's trying to mull over if he wants to do a search card before he Acrobikes. Opts to take a look at Cody's discard pile as well. I know Chris would hate to take another loss on stream in just a few days here. He had a pretty heartbreaking loss to Blacephalon at the Lead Cup, and then to lose to Stunfisk as well. I mean, Chris, for a while, was winning our little Wednesday weeklies with Malamar just back to back to back. I think he probably went an entire month where he won every single one. But, the competition is getting pretty stiff. It's not exactly a cakewalk. Like I said, our league is pretty serious. Definitely one of the, most competitive, most fun leagues that I have ever been to. Looks like he'll search out an Inkay, establish his board position a little bit more. And I don't know. Natalie, you think he's got a way out of this?
If he doesn't GX, no.
No. Yeah, it's a goner if he doesn't GX
I don't
right
think
here.
he knows anything else. I don't think he's got anything else he can do. Ooh, stretcher! But I don't think he has the energy. Because he had to discard the energy. Oh,
he double acrobikes.
He's double acrobike?
Yes,
okay.
He does have double acrobike. So he found the stretcher. That's crazy, but he needs one.
I don't think he got the energy,
I don't think he got it. He could Ultra Ball. Oh, he does have it.
Oh, does he?
He does have the combo, yes.
Does he have the energy in hand?
He has the energy in hand, yes. So, I don't know. Was that a stretcher or an Ultra Ball we saw?
I think it was a stretcher.
It must have been an Ultra Ball.
I don't think it is. Never mind.
Okay. Man, that is unfortunate. I felt like I saw the stretcher. It must have been an Ultra Ball, though, so he's just holding those in his hand. Oh, no. Sad from Chris. I wanted to see a Moon's Eclipse GX this turn. Cody's going to pop out that Thunder Mountain Stadium, though. Oh, that is wild. I am very excited to play that Thunder Mountain Stadium with Jolteon GX and Zapdos. That's what I'm talking about. Very cool stuff. Natalie with the emote.
Yes.
Emote turned out pretty. I was worried that the emote didn't look right.
I told you it was going to be fine.
Turned out pretty good. I like it. MIW fan? Okay, thank you. Thank you, MIW fan. Got it. I've been calling you Mew fan. Thank you for correcting me, MIW fan. Good stuff. Cody's going to let loose here and shuffle them both into new 4-card hands. Let's see what Cody gets. He's already got a DCE on that Tapu Koko and knows that he can flying flip. But honestly, Chris isn't out of this one necessarily. Cody isn't going to be aggressing all that much. We know that counter energy will not work for the remainder of the game as well because Cody is at 1 prize. So being at 1 prize means that he's got to find other ways to take his final prize card.
Right. Chris has got to get... There's his Trubbish. That's a good...
Yes.
Yeah, he needs that.
Yes.
Chris has got to get like a Guzma here as a way to take out that Trubbish.
Yes. Cody knows that his final prize is most likely to be taken with Trashalanche. That's definitely a good heads-up play there. So he's going to let loose into a Lily. Very strong draw from Cody's side of the board. Big turn from Cody. And he'll just gladly flying flip one more time here. Soften up the board a little bit. And then hopefully get a Garbodor into play next turn. All right, we got flying flip. And then Chris going to carefully consider his maneuver here. He's got a mysterious treasure, scanning the deck. We see a lot of acrobikes. We see a lot of not what he's looking for. He's looking for that GX, looking for the Dawn Wings GX. And I know
or
from
Guzma on the
Chris's, I know from Chris's recent lists, he usually is only playing 1 copy of Dawn Wings GX, and then he anticipates. I think he plays Marshadow though.
He might.
So he could go in with Marshadow, but that's too risky because the Marshadow will just get trash-lanched as well. But I think if he had Marshadow, he would have to play it.
Maybe he doesn't, or maybe it's prized.
MIW fan, yes. If you made the trip here on a Wednesday, definitely during our league, I would gladly. But if you show up, during the day and I'm not working too hard, that's fine. Especially since if you would be traveling, that would I'd always be able to make time. That's okay.
He's got the Guzma. Okay.
So Chris found Guzma. Very cool.
The only thing that
can he knock that out?
Do you know if Cody plays like Rainbow or anything?
He must play. I think he plays units.
He plays units. Okay.
He does play units.
Well, does he play the fairy unit?
Is the fairy unit the same one as the psychic and the lightning one?
No.
Then I'm not sure.
Because if the fact that he's gonna have to use Giratina to knock, or he's using Malamar. I think he's using Malamar. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Oh, Mr. Marco, do you like my brain freeze emote? That's what happens when I misplay online. Very good. But yes, the second monitor is just juice right now. I love it. It's incredible. Julian hooked me up for sure. So Chris is going to take that knockout with a Malamar.
Yep.
So interesting stuff. The Malamar, I think that's a great play from Chris. It doesn't damage itself.
Yeah, he could not go in with that Giratina.
Paul Semenko, unfortunately, I don't offer coaching, but Natalie, Riley, JW, they all offer coaching services. So if you're interested in any, you can hit them up. They do have Twitter handles, which you can contact them at for coaching inquiries. But unfortunately, there's not enough hours in the day for me to coach as much as I'd love to. Cody is going to bench a backup Trubbish. So really good stuff there, having a backup Trubbish. Unfortunately, his board is kind of gridlocked. He's just going to retreat and Guzma another Malamar. That is very good. Forces Chris to have a Guzma or a switch in his hand. Chris the Hedgehog, that would just be a lot of production. This is already very much production. Getting a prize cam would be, yes, a ton of production. Not to mention I'd have to switch between the prize cam and this cam. That would just be a ton. I don't actually know that it's necessarily worth it, you know. I think it is very cool. Maybe one day, but not quite right now. Chris is going to bench what appears to be a Chimeco. I'm kind of like bending my neck over to the side.
Yeah.
I think that's Chimeco. And is going to Cynthia. Very cool. All right. So if you guys like my wallpapers, Mr. Marco, if you like my wallpaper, you can actually check it out on Facebook. I have a page, Mahone's Wallpapers, where I host all of these images I've taken of Pokemon cards. So if you guys want to check that out, I have them all available. They're for download if you guys want some sweet Pokemon card wallpapers. That's something I did before I started working for Darium. So few people know that was something I did a while ago. That was back when I was writing articles. I did that.
I don't think Chris can do it. He's Cynthia this turn. I don't believe Chris can win.
I don't think so. I think he's probably just going to be stuck.
Unless he got, like, a skateboard energy.
I think he probably plays skateboards. He might play a copy of Switch.
Maybe, yeah.
I know Chris likes Switch, so.
It doesn't look like he's got it, though. Because all Cody needs to do is flying flip here one more time or have a trash lunch.
Right.
And then no, he's got it. He evolved the other one, so never mind. He doesn't need to flying flip one more time.
Right. No, Cody's just going to Cynthia here. He's looking for a unit energy and a Garbodor. That would just end the game. You know, we know Chris has plenty of items in the discard pile. And Cody looks like he's kind of about to bamboozle Chris in this wild matchup here. But Cody's list, aside from the Stunfisks, is a pretty straightforward Garbodor Shrine deck with Tapu Koko and spread stuff. So awesome stuff from Cody.
He's got the unit.
Yep. So that's game. Cody's going to win with Trashlands. Advance on to 2-1 here at our league tournament at Full Grip Games. Awesome stuff there. Good play from Chris. Good play from Cody. I'm trying to get Cody back here so that we can get a little, conversation about his crazy Stunfisk deck. So
are we gonna get him now? Or?
Yeah, we're gonna go get him right now.
I can go
Natalie, you want to go grab him? Sweet. Yeah, I've been putting the Be Right Back screen on
okay.
to go between rounds, but Natalie's gonna grab Cody for me. We're gonna grab him. Get him back here. That was a crazy game. And shout out to everybody who's joined us tonight for the tournament at Full Grip. Awesome stuff. I just am having a blast streaming here on Twitch. So that is, I'm glad it's working out. I'm glad you guys are stoked, as excited about all this that I am. This is like a dream come true that I get to just stream and create Pokemon content all the time, literally all day, every day, right? So I'll see if Cody can come back here, share a little bit about his list, and hopefully get a little bit of insight into why Stunfisk, right? I think that's the question on everyone's mind. All right, Cody, hey, welcome, man. Come on in, take a seat. Be careful, it is very tight in here. Congrats on your win.
Well, thanks.
Excited to have you in to talk about Stunfisk.
Yeah.
So, what motivated you to build a Stunfisk deck?
Well, my buddy told me that if I could get top 8 at a League Cup with Stunfisk, that he would pay me $100.
$100? Oh, yeah, that's pretty motivating.
So I was like, I'm going to put some Stunfisks in a Shrine deck and see how it goes. And it was pretty fun. I mean, yesterday I hit like 160 on a Tapu Bulu for knockout with Stunfisk for like turn 3.
Oh, that's insane.
So he could hit pretty good numbers.
That's awesome. So you're like, hey, $20 to play in the League Cup. I could win $100 if I top 8. Then if you win the thing, you're getting like hundreds of dollars in store credit.
Right. So I was like, there's not really anything to lose here. I'm like, I expected to come and like be at the bottom tables all day, and I ended up going like 4-2.
I was gonna say you were up there. You were like in the conversation.
There was like if there was like one tie at a specific game, I could have been like 8th seed or something.
Oh my gosh! So you finished top 16 in the League Cup.
Yeah.
But then the bet was only So the bet was only for the League Cup.
Right.
But here you are playing it again. Except this Stunfisk deck is a little bit different, right?
I made some changes. I cut my Acro Bikes, put in a Garbodor line, and I switched the Lightnings out for the Unit Energies.
Yeah. Cool stuff. So it's operating kind of like a traditional Shrine deck, just with some extra, kind of juice there.
Yeah.
It's really cool that the Electro Powers also work for Tapu Koko as well. So you can pull off some really crazy flying flip turns there. Was there anything that you were nervous about for your matchup with Chris?
He doesn't really have to bench a lot of the GXs and EXs to sort of do that, and it kind of limits my damage because the Shrine's not ticking on that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then also, like, he can bench the Dawn Wings for that big Moon's Eclipse, which buys him a turn.
Right.
Which is kind of scary.
Yes, of course. But I don't think that he wasn't able to pull off that GX attack, right? No, he's digging for the rescue stretcher that one turn to bring it back and didn't quite get it. So
yeah, he was running pretty supported ride too that game. He didn't hit like a Cynthia until like turn 6 or something.
Right. Good stuff, man. Well, congrats on the win.
Thanks.
Good luck in your last round. Hopefully you can get some store credit if you win that last one. All right. So good stuff, Cody. Glad that we were able to get Cody back here to talk about that Stunfisk deck. That is pretty wild. So that was round 3. I'm going to go, let's see, you want to go check on the rounds, Natalie, and see if, get the names of whoever we're going to be streaming next. And
I got you.
yes, the names of whoever we're going to be and what side of the table they're on, Natalie. That would be very good. Yes, but this is very cool. Excited to see who ends up taking our shop tournament today. Excited to see. I know. As soon as he sat down, that's fine. I didn't want to leave her here on camera, unless I have to. It's fine. I know she does like to be on camera sometimes, but she usually likes it when she's with other people too. So I figure rather than leave her with the camera, I'd make her walk. So. But thank you guys for joining us, man. You guys are making this happen, making the dream work here as far as streaming the little weekly Wednesdays. Let me know what kind of input you guys have as far as what you guys think would make the stream better or what you guys want to see going forward. We can quite literally do anything on Wednesdays. I mean, heck, if we had, 15 people who wanted to, I could have them play like an old format tournament on a Wednesday league or whatever. We can have them play, they can play expanded, They could do whatever. It's really up to the league, whatever they want to do, That's what's cool. It's like this is just our local league messing around on a Wednesday night, and I think people want to play Keyforge later too, so we might get some Keyforge action going on after the stream. I know my buddy Josh, who is on camera playing the Lost March deck. He's really into Keyforge, so I might get a round of Keyforge in with him. Would people be into watching a Keyforge stream? That would be tough. I don't actually know, talk about, heck, I didn't even know that, Naganadel had 130 hit points. Talk about not knowing what cards do. I'd be looking like, I think that's so-and-so. But I do love Keyforge, so that's been very fun. We're going to start putting more Keyforge content on Full Grip Games YouTube channel. So if you guys haven't checked out Full Grip Games YouTube channel, make sure to do that as well, because Full Grip Games YouTube channel is just going to be tons of tabletop stuff. So we're going to have Keyforge on there. We're going to hopefully eventually get into some Magic the Gathering stuff. I've also done a Pokemon tabletop on there as well. So the idea of the Full Grip Games YouTube channel is just to be like tabletop city, just tons of tabletop content. But yes, Chan, that does sound pretty good. Would love to do that. I'm trying to open a box at Keyforge is what I'm really trying to do. Now, I don't actually know, I'm still trying to figure out this whole setup between like the stream table out there and then also the studio in here. Like we might be able to just like stream a box opening at Keyforge out there, like bring the microphone out there to the the tournament table. And that would be pretty rad. Oh, yes. Will Mantho in the chat also pointing out that we need to stream the cube, my base to Skyridge cube. I would love to do that. That's something on my to-do list as well. The cube is just a ton of fun to play. Just like Will's favorite thing to do. So that's on my to-do list as well. The cube has just been growing and expanding and just, I've been manipulating it and kind of altering it kind of week after week. So, yeah, Mr. Mammoth, that's fine. That's not my... that's not my jurisdiction. I don't know too much about Magic. So we've got all rounds up. Natalie, who do we have?
Brady and Zach again. I mean,
Brady.
we've seen them both, but they're the only 3-0s. So
all right, so they're both 3-0. So we have Zach looks like he's on the right.
Yep.
All right, so Zach on the right. Zach Bra against Cody. Brady. I mean, not Brady. Not Cody. Brady. Brady Botner. All right, so Brady Botner, man, Brady getting a lot of airtime out here at Full Grip, man. Been winning things left and right, so that's awesome stuff. He's a relatively new player, like I've said before, so he's really doing well for himself here on the local scene. These guys are both pretty much shoe-ins for some store credits, so that should be fun as well. Let's save this overlay and hop right over there. The finals. Sweet. All right.
Alrighty.
Get it going. The finals. All right, we're gonna call this the finals on Wednesday. You guys should.
Wednesday
I
finals.
can't even explain how ridiculous my work process is. I mean, I know it bothers Natalie to no end. I have like my desktop is just filled with things, and they're not even named well. They're just like, they're just like thing 1, thing 2, thing 3, or like I'll call it like blah, or I'll call it blah 3 or blah 4, and then I have like
I do the same thing. I just clean off my desktop in between these.
I have like a whole row of things that are just like untitled 01, untitled 02, untitled 03. So all right, these guys are getting ready for the finals. Round 4 of our league tournament here. Brady is going to be rocking that Lost March list that we saw with the one Shrine of Punishment. He's got one shrine in the Lost March deck. I didn't see it. Took a 3-prize turn against his round 1 opponent there. So that is pretty rad. Zach's got Blacephalon, and this is a matchup that we've seen before. Both times that I've seen it so far, I have seen Blacephalon beat the Lost March. Both times that I've seen it here on Full Grip, the Lost March has fallen to Blacephalon. But Brady was one of the Blacephalon players to actually beat Lost March on camera over the course of the last weekend. So maybe his Lost March deck has got the stuff. And then we did have Zach on camera just, 30 minutes ago saying that he thought that this matchup was favored for Lost March. So that's what he says. Natalie, what do you think about this matchup?
I don't know. I think if you have enough Naganado, it's probably a fine matchup for the Blacephalon deck. But some of them have cut down to like 3-3. I know some decks play 4-4.
Yeah.
Depends on how well you can stream the Naganados. If you can't, really, if you miss that, especially if you start a Blacephalon and they knock it out early, I think you just probably lose.
Right.
But Naganado is really good against the entire deck. It one-shots almost pretty much everything besides Oranguru.
Exactly.
So.
Right. I think Zach does play a thicker Naganado line, at least a 4-3, but he starts right off with both players, suboptimal starts. I mean, Blacephalon is fine because it can take that burst GX very early, so that's fine. And he can set up behind the Blacephalon. So long as Blacephalon takes 2 prizes, That's okay for Zach. He doesn't really
He's got those
mind
nice
at all.
Wizards of the Coast promo Hollow Energy.
Oh, I love those.
I have 12 of each of those.
Those fire energy
yes.
are fire. Yes, they're great. They look fantastic. And Blacephalon GX, just such a cool looking Pokemon, honestly. I really love the design of that card as well. So, excellent stuff. Oh, I don't know. I guess, maybe you do want to start Blacephalon. Zach was like playing without any Blacephalons last time. He just went straight Naganadel. He plays a 4-3 Naganadel line. So going first, he can easily get a turn 2 Naganadel attack. Would be probably not too hard for him to do. The Blacephalon's fine so long as Brady's not getting like a turn 2 180, which he probably won't get. Honestly, probably going to be rocking more like the turn 3 or the turn 4. Thank you, quite frankly. Appreciate it. I love streaming it, so thank you.
Will just said Yeet GX. That's Burst GX is what I'm assuming he means.
I think he means, yes, Burst GX, but also Yeet GX. Oh, yes. You can see those energies from space. Those are my favorite energies as well. I played with those for a long time when I was playing Blastoise. Back when Blastoise had to evolve with rare candies. That was it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really
2013.
Really dating myself here. All right, Great Ball coming down from Brady. Did Brady select a target for the Great Ball? I didn't see it, but
I think he might have missed it.
he might have missed, but anyways, we're getting a Nest Ball coming in here quick with that Hoppip, and then let's take a look at his hand and see what he's got here. It's just going to shuffle back up, so getting that Oranguru in the active position, definitely not optimal. You would love to start a Natu and kind of just poke at the Blacephalon turn 1, and I think that's it's an ongoing issue with the Lost March deck is that it doesn't have a lot of mobility. Of course, the jump bluff does have free retreat, so once you set up a board filled with jump bluffs, it is pretty easy to get around to whoever you want to pivot to. But starting Oranguru seems like a real bummer, and also starting Marshadow is a problem as well. He's going to take a look with the Trumbeak there. Doesn't find a supporter, unfortunately. But let's see. Gets another Trumbeak. Take another look. Take another look, Brady.
Look at it.
Look at it one more time. Oh, thank you, Zach. Zach knows.
Zach's like, yeah, please look at it.
Look at it. Would you just look at it? So then Brady is sitting there considering his hand. I wonder what is he thinking about. The preemptive grass attachment doesn't feel good because there's no point.
Yeah, that's going to go to the lost zone.
I think he's got a dead hand.
I think so.
I think he's just trying to Guzma to instruct.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, that is what he's doing.
Sad.
So this is a horrible start from Brady. Not what he wants. He's hitting that Poipole for 20 damage. I didn't even know Hoppip did 20 damage.
Oh, yeah, he does.
That's not something that I've ever seen. So, yes, indeed, sad reacts only. The sad command.
The sad command.
Coming down from Natalie. That is accurate. Yes, very sad. When Hoppip has to I don't even know what its attack's called. Maybe Ram or something? I don't know.
I think it looks like Ram.
I've never used it, so not exactly sure.
Bigger GX. Putting a B in front of anything is hilarious.
Uh-huh. And it looks like Zach is probably going to go, I don't know, if you're Zach, I think if you get to charge up twice, do you just mind blown this thing?
Probably.
I think you do.
I mean, it's right there in the active.
Yes. I think you just attack the Hoppip, right? You just mind blown, you take care of it. You only need, actually it's got, what has it got, 40 hit points or 60?
It's got 40.
40, then yes, you just mind blown the 1 energy for it. You don't even need 2. So definitely looking for a mind blown here from Zach, and I assume he'll see that play. Oh, is it tackle? Oh, I'm so sad. Thank you, Blue Bronco.
If you KO the Hoppip, he has to put Oranguru back in the active again, which is super annoying.
Exactly.
And then he can always burst another turner at the end of the game.
Exactly. I agree. Zach's board position is literally perfect. He's got 3 Naganadels on the bench, more fire energy in the discard pile.
Zach, he can't attach. He attached to retreat. That was what it was.
Zach is drawing.
So he's going to burst.
Oh, pure flames here. Got it. Okay, yeah, so he's just going to burst GX. That's fine.
Or an energy switch.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, MIW fan. You guys are right. Yep, he already attached. So he is going to just burst GX and hopefully hit a fire energy off of his prizes. But at this point, I don't really see any way that Zach loses this game. I don't think that Brady can do anything to sustain his board from this point forward. Just feeling really bad for Brady. But that happens. Zach is seeing kind of the dream team here. This is why Blacephalon is just such a powerhouse of a deck. Look how consistent it is. Burst GX, sad. Oh, that doesn't go to
That's a Guzma.
Oh, does it go to the lost zone? Or
it gets discarded.
It gets discarded.
It's discarded prize.
Yes, you're right. It is discarded prize. And then if it's an energy,
Let's hopefully Brady puts that grass in the lost zone where it belongs.
Yes, it does go to the lost zone.
I will have to stop the thing if he doesn't. I'm assuming he knows, but this doesn't come up very often.
It doesn't come up very often, so let's see if it works out. If not, Natalie will go sprint over there. But I'm sure either Zach or Brady knows that energy should go to the lost zone with the skip loom. It's actually a very weird function. I didn't know.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. Brady did his homework, so he knows. He knows very good. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I feel like Zach did charge up this turn.
I think he charged up twice.
He did charge up twice.
Oh, maybe he didn't charge up a third time.
Probably not a third time.
No, he. Oh yeah, I
he
guess
attached
so.
and retreat. He could have charged up 3 times.
Yeah,
yep.
he forgot one.
So he could be saving the fire energy in the discard pile, actually, and doesn't want to spread it too thin. So I think that's probably what Zach is thinking, is that he wants to just load his fire energies onto 2 different Naganadel and doesn't actually want to spread them to a third. So that way he'll be able to actually stream attacks with this Naganadel, and he won't start charging up that third one until one of the first 2 goes down. But this is like a powerhouse board from Zach Pra over here. There's literally nothing could go better.
Clearly, he's tested this matchup.
Oh yeah, he said he's good friends with. Josh Vardos, and that this matchup is just one they grind out all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, so he is playing this absolutely fantastically. Let's see, Brady grinding more cards away.
He just got rid of a DCE for that.
Yes. Tough stuff, but he does have 5 in the lost zone now. I don't think that he's going to be getting to that 9 that he needs to knock out the Blacephalon. But, even just hitting the Blacephalon would feel good, right?
Right.
So that is, that is good. At least he's got another hop up here. That's exactly what he wants, so that he has something not, Oranguru to promote after this jump bluff gets knocked out. He needs to be able to stream Lost Marchers here into the active position. Natalie memeing in the chat right now.
Yes, any questions?
No questions. That's fine. I am going to need, yes, I'm going to rest tonight. I'm going to rest a lot. I've been here
yes,
for nearly 12 hours. It's about time I go home. But that's fine. Yep, we streaming. We out here. 2 streams today. So, let's see. Brady going to instruct for 3. Does he get the grass to attack? Yes, he's got the net ball. So he's going to search his deck here. Probably for the grass energy. I imagine he just wants to get damage on the Blacephalon. But at this point, Brady's got to be feeling kind of hopeless. I don't think that this is something he can fight his way out of with all of those Naganadels already set up.
Yeah.
Last time,
it's looking bad.
Yeah, it is. Last time Zach was on camera, it took him a while to find that third Naganadel.
Yeah.
This time,
Yeah.
They out here working on turn 2. So Brady fetches the grass energy and finds a Cynthia. Stellar stuff there. That's exactly what he needs in order to go off. Now imagine this. Brady gets 3 Trumbeaks. And I think he might already have 2 in the Lost Zone. But what if he gets 2 Trumbeaks and then a Lost Splendor and 2 more Pokemon? What if he gets that? Then that thing's going down.
I don't know if. Ooh, that would be a lot. I think Zach's still probably in a pretty good position, even if that were to happen.
I think so, but I think that's what he needs. I don't think that there's any way he wins unless his hand is literally.
He definitely. Yeah.
Trumbeak, Lost Splendor, 2 other Pokemon. That's his only way out. He does have a net. A netball?
Netball.
He does have a netball there, so he's probably going to get himself another Hoppip. and is going to prepare himself for a big turn next turn, hopefully, if he can find some skip looms to evolve into. But it is sad that he's not going to get this knockout this turn. It's just too slow.
That's an actual netball.
Start. I call it netball.
Yeah, you called it netball.
Oh
I thought you meant an
that's
actual
why
netball.
I asked. My brain starts to turn to mush after I've been here for 11
okay.
hours, so that's fine.
Oh, I know.
Send the brain
I know.
freeze.
I wrote a paper for 6 hours today. I feel it.
Send the brain freeze emote. Brady does have that
Sad.
one shrine of punishment, though. And it's going to be doing more damage that way, so that's nice, but I don't think that shrine is going to stay there very long. Zach does play a number of stadiums in his deck. Nice, Mr. Marco. Thank you for that egg. Is that an Eggman from Sonic?
Dr. Robotnik, you mean?
Dr. Robot. All right, isn't he both?
Yeah, he's both.
I was going to say, I called him Dr. Robotnik. I always knew him as Dr. Robotnik, but Zach is going to be attaching, let's see, fire energy to his bench Naganadel, looks like, with charge up. And he's going to energy switch that to the active position. So we're seeing the benefits of that energy switch there coming into play. And he's going to Sophocles away the final 2 cards in his hand, Blacephalon and Tapu Lele, for a draw of 4. So great stuff there. Still just very solid. If he had another fire energy in his discard pile, I'm sure he'd like to charge up with it. But he is going to have to just Lost Zone some energy. We see him Lost Zone both energy off the active Blacephalon. It's kind of interesting. Like, if the game was going to last, 5 more turns, if you said the game was going to last 5 more turns in general, Brady could potentially Guzma around the Blacephalon and hope that the stadium never gets countered.
Right.
I think that's just such a small...
That's not a really safe bet to make against the Blacephalon deck. Yeah.
It's not. Though I will say that if Brady does go Guzma and knock out one of the Naganadel, like, that feels pretty good as well. But I think he's just got to take the prizes here.
Yeah, he probably. I mean, he has to really hope that something like really crazy goes on with Zach for sure.
Yeah, something would have to go absurdly wrong. I don't think that there's an actual route for Brady here, but he's going to try. I mean, if Zach drew into, something just got thrown at their board position. Someone is messing with them. I don't know why they just threw a burn counter. I know. They're fooling around out there. Someone just threw a burn counter at the board. Oh, goodness. Well, that's League for you. Anyways, Brady's got the grass energy for his active and is going to Cynthia. Refresh his hand, draw 6 more cards. I know he'd love to see a skip loom here in order to get another jump bluff into play and more Pokemon into the Lost Zone. It looks like Brady's probably just going to be just 1 turn too late on this matchup while Zach just set up so fast.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, that was like 3 Naganadel on what, like turn 2?
Turn 2.
Yeah. No, it was turn 3 maybe, but still, that's a lot.
It was insane.
I think, no, it was.
It was the turn
it
you retreated.
2.
Yes,
yeah, it was
turn
2.
Yeah, because Brady had to do
He
a
went
turn
first.
1 Guzma.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah.
So that's really good. That's like what you could definitely. That's all you can ask for.
Honestly, against any deck, if Blacephalon sets up like this against any deck, it usually just wins. So tough stuff. Brady's got another 6-card hand. We see an Ultra Ball in there, a Lost Blender, but no just Skip Bloom. He really just wants the Skip Bloom here in order to just play it down. You don't really want to Ultra Ball away some cards for Skip Bloom. That's kind of a feel bad. Brady's going to go through and count his Lost Marches again, make sure that he's on point with it. And I think he probably either Ultra Balls for another Hoppip, or he Ultra Balls for Skip Bloom, or he could... Oh, yeah, he's going to Ultra Ball, or he could Ultra Ball for a Natu. I'm fine with like either of those, really. He's going to get the Skip Bloom and go for the Jump Bluff. It's a fine play, very safe. I like that a lot because it gives him a free retreater for next turn. After the Jump Bluff gets knocked out, he'll be able to promote the free retreating Jump Bluff so that he has the option to pivot between Grass or double colorless energy potentially next turn, depending on whatever he draws.
Right, yeah, you don't want him to put up that Oranguru again.
Oh, that's horrible, right? And if he doesn't have the jump bluff, then maybe if he ultra balls for a Nat 2 there and promotes the Nat 2, then he's just in a tough spot if maybe he draws into grass energy instead. So he gets the second Oranguru down. Gonna have some more draw options. So very good, but unfortunately these are only the first prizes that Brady will be taking, while Zach is going to be working on taking his third prize card this turn. Brady takes his 2 and promotes a Naganadel. Good stuff. Now let's see, he Sophocles last turn, so I'm not exactly sure what his hand is going to be looking like. I think that's probably Josh, right, in the chat. Say he plays Zach all the time.
No, that's not him. Josh's username is Josh Underground.
Oh, that's Josh Underground. Okay. I was going to say.
William Chill.
Uh-huh.
I told Will I was going to time him out when he came in the chat immediately. He walked in, he was like, hey guys, and I was like, I'm gonna time you out.
I know. Will is constantly getting booted from group chats for, just childish behavior. So, yes. Zach has got a 2 energy Naganado. Let's see. What is he eyeing up here? He's got a Beast Energy in his hand, but I don't see a Beast Ring or anything like that. Beast Ring would be good to just get more energy into play and kind of fill out his bench a little bit. Just energy in play is all he needs. He needs energy so that he could discard the energy and then just charge it up and keep it rolling around to these various Naganadels here. So not exactly sure what
I don't really know
he's
what he can do.
doing. Oh, thank you, Jesse Parker. Hey, appreciate it,
thanks,
Jesse.
man.
Thank you for the love and support. Jesse.
I don't think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
I was just saying thank you. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you, Jesse.
I just don't think. I don't think there's anything he can do. Zach, if Zach can hit some B strings here, he's gonna take those final three prizes and without having any 2 prizes on the board. So he's gonna.
Right.
Looks like he's Cynthiaing.
Okay. So Zach is going to draw some more cards here. I thought that was a Guzman in his hand and not a Cynthia, but looks like he did have this Cynthia in order to draw more cards. Fantastic stuff there. And he'll get 6 big ones. Oh, Will, you need to calm down. You're about to get booted.
Will's not going to get booted. That's hilarious. He could definitely do that.
I'm just kidding,
Did he get any
Will.
B strings, though? That's the big thing. If he misses, he's still got one more turn of B string, but he really needs to find some in these next turn or two.
Of course. He really wants to find one. Hey, Jesse, we going to be seeing you out here on any Wednesday League nights? Hopefully we do. That's what we got going on here. Just our Wednesday League, Jesse. I know you're local.
He's not super close.
How close? I guess I feel like I see him all the time.
Yeah. But I think he lives on the west side of Cleveland.
Okay. So it could be a little bit of a drive. But a lot of these guys come up from the Cleveland area. So.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Carpool
But I was just saying, he's not, he doesn't live here.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Zach going in with a let loose.
Hour drive, he said, yeah.
I feel it, Jesse. I feel it. Excellent. That'd be nice. Zach going in with the let loose here.
Okay, then I like that. He could still hit some B strings. He just needs to find a B string before, Brady takes 2 more knockouts if he even, does at this point.
Right. I feel like, there's almost no way Zach can mess this up. Unless, there is a narrow window where, if he takes this knockout and then can't charge up onto a Naganadel,
The only way is if he, can't... I don't know if he has much fire energy left in the discard. I don't really know I don't know if he's got any to charge up.
It's just his 3 on the active. That's it.
Yeah, if he doesn't find any B string, if he doesn't find any B strings, he's Mysterious Treasure, so that's another energy in the discard.
Okay.
But if he doesn't find any B string before, Brady goes down to 2 prizes, that's the only way he can lose. But he'd have to have a really bad hand to not find any B string in 2 turns.
I think also, we see he's about to go to 3 prizes remaining, and then next turn with the other Naganadel, he'll go to 2 prizes remaining, and then with the other Naganadel, he'll go to 1 prize remaining, and he is going to have to find 1 more attacker.
Yeah.
And
he needs to get a B string soon. I don't know if his hand... What did he grab with that Mysterious Treasure? I don't think he could grab anything. We'll see what he hits here.
So he's going to knock out that jump bluff. So Zach is going to have to find a final final attacker here. And we know that he can't burst GX. He finished off the last game with burst GX just by retreating into Blacephalon for a game. That's not going to be a route for him this game since he's already used that GX attack. So he is going to have to try to find that rescue stretcher. I think his list only plays 3 copies in Naganadel in order to evolve that benched Poiple there into the 4th Naganadel there. Let's see, what is Brady got going on? Plays a great ball. He's got a Nat 2 on the bench. Does he have the energy in his hand, though, to perform this attack? Oh, yeah, that's perfect for the brain freeze emote there. Let's see, Lily for 5. Does he have it? Oh, Tromboni. Take a look at that top deck.
Peek at it.
Does he have the energy? I'm feeling slow rolled here, Brady. Let me know. I'm feeling like he has it, but he just hasn't shown me yet.
I don't see an energy in that hand.
I don't see it
I think
either.
I see a Marshadow, though, so he can Marshadow for it.
That's looking like what he's going to have to do.
Oh, no, he's got it. I'm a liar.
Oh, there's the DCE. So he's got it on Nat 2, which is good. Zach could also, I guess, no, he can't attack into, he has to attack with Naganadels from here on out. He's got to take his final knockout with something else. It's probably going to be 4th Naganadel. Just got to piece it together. We see Brady Ultra Ball away 2 Marshadows. And
he doesn't want to give Zach any cards here.
What do you think he's looking for here?
I don't know. Potentially another Natu. He looks like he's got the Natu. I don't think there's really much else in deck. It looks like Natu, Marshadow, Hoppip, but there's only options.
I think he probably just gets more Natus at this point.
Yep, Natu.
Yeah. I like that play from Brady. He's got 2 Orangaroos out, so he doesn't actually need to let loose in order to draw cards. He just wants to thin the Marshadows out of his hand. He knows that Zach's hand, I think, is pretty small at this point.
I can't tell if I see a Cynthia in his hand or not. Unfortunately, if Zach's got a dead hand, he might lose this game here.
He could.
He definitely could.
Doesn't have a fire energy in hand or anything like that. Then he could stall out this turn. If Zach misses 1 turn of attachment, Brady could walk this one back, which would be absolutely insane. Would not expect that at all from this game, the way that it started out. Brady's going to go to 3 prizes. Lost March on that Naganadel. We see Zach promote the Poiple. Does that mean that he has a Guzma for his 3-prize turn, and he's more interested in taking out an Orangaroo or a Jumpluff?
I see a Rescue Stretcher.
Or does he just not have it this turn?
I feel like his hand doesn't look very good.
I don't see any fire energy in the hand.
No, he definitely does not have
That's
fire
my
energy.
biggest concern, is that there is no fire energy in Zach's hand right now, and he needs a fire energy. Oh, he does. Oh, he's charging up twice. Okay. So, he's got the energy switch, but why onto the active? Huh. Okay.
Is he...
And then he's going to Lily.
Is he going to knock out Natu with an attack, like the Ram?
Oh, is that a...
I think he's going to...
Oh my gosh, the Poiple has an attack, and he's going to skip ahead right here without even getting the Naganadel out.
He didn't even get a fire, though, I don't
really heads up play.
I see a beast, actually.
Does the Poiple's attack? I need to see the Poiple's attack.
The Poiple does 20, I'm pretty sure, but Natu's weak to Psychic.
Yes, so the Poiple will knock out the Natu. That is insane. This is an interaction in this matchup I have not seen yet. I'm sure that Zach knew about it, though. He said he has played this matchup back and forth with Josh a ton.
Oh.
No, it doesn't. Does he not knock it out?
No, he missed it. No, he just missed it. He just missed the attack.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, he had to attach from hand because it's 2 energy.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So that is wild. He didn't get it.
And he missed the beast ring. That's what I was saying. If he misses beast rings, he just loses.
He had a bunch of outs to hit it, but just couldn't get there. His hand was so bad. I can't believe he missed that attack. Has to just sit back with the 2 Naganadels.
Yeah, he shouldn't have gotten greedy and would put up the Poiple. He really needed to just put up Naganadel.
Yes, he did.
If he could have gotten the Poiple off, then maybe. But, it's just not worth it.
I think he had to just promote that Naganadel there, and then he would have energy switched onto Naganadel and just attacked. So a little bit of a greedy play going for the Poiple knockout, and I think it's going to bite him. That's tough. So now from this perspective, Natalie, what are you thinking?
I think Brady wins.
You think Brady just wins? He goes to 2 prizes
Brady has
here?
to not miss an energy here, but I think he's like pretty good. I actually only see 1 DCE left in his deck. So Brady could lose. But if that Naganadel goes down, Zach can't really attack anymore.
Brady only needs 2 more energy other than that 1 on the active to finish the game off.
I don't know if Zach forgot to charge up or if he only has 1 fire in the discard left. Because that other Naganadel does not have energy.
I think he's saving it for his 2 energy Naganadel.
I'm just wondering if he didn't have more than 1 in the discard.
I can't believe Zach also has just not seen a beast ring this game at all. It's been absolutely astounding. Usually Blacephalon, they're just making it rain with beast rings on their 3 and 4 prize turns. But yeah, Brady is going to establish his board, put that second double colorless down. Now all he needs is a grass energy to ensure a final attack with Jump Bluff. He's ultra balling his hand away. He's got plenty of I keep saying Night Marchers in the discard. He's got plenty of Pokemon in the Lost Zone in order to, knock out anything that Zach could potentially put down on his side of the field. So he just wants to thin his hand and continue to instruct with Oranguru here and churn through the rest of his deck. Make sure that he does not miss that final attack with Jump Bluff when the time comes. Zach finally promoting that Naganadel. He's got to be feeling kind of tough here. He knows that Brady's board is established now with 2 Natus and 2 double colorless energy. If Brady pulls this one off, he will quite literally just be the miracle worker. I didn't think that this was going to be something that he was going to be able to do. But sure enough, you got to keep playing. Anything can happen. Zach is going to rescue Stretcher, the Let Loose Marshadow, a Poipole, and a Naganadel back into the deck. And he's got to be hoping to evolve that other Poipole into a Naganadel as well. But he's off his Beast Ring turn. I don't think that he can charge up fast enough to trade with Brady at this point.
No, that's the thing. The only thing that he can do is hope that Brady doesn't have enough energy left in the deck to attack 3 more times.
Right.
Because I thought I only saw 1 DCE when he was looking through his deck and then he drew it off that Lily, but I could be wrong.
Right.
He might have 1 prize that he can get.
He might. He also, I think, he might have lost zone some energy early on.
He lost zone to DCE and he lost zone to Grass at the very minimum.
So he might be tight on resources, but Brady might be able to get Zach into a situation where he can't attack next turn. Zach needs a lot of energy in the discard pile. He needs to charge up right now. Like, he needs to charge up on the bench.
And the active.
And he needs to attach to the active.
I think he needs to charge up on the active and charge to the bench, yeah.
Okay.
And then he can attach to a bench. It doesn't really matter, as long as he gets an attachment.
Right. So long as he gets all of it. I mean, he's fine this turn, technically. A 1 energy Naganadel can become a 2 energy Naganadel very easily. It just, you can't go from 0 to 3 without Beast Ring or Energy Switch.
All right, he's attaching to that one.
That's
and he's got
fine.
energy in hand.
He's got energy in hand now, surely, because he hasn't seen it all game. So he's got it now. But is it too little, too late? Turning point
We'll
for
see if we can see Brady's
160 damage into Brady's Natu. And let's see, he's got Rescue Stretcher for the other Natu.
Brady might have a 3rd energy then if he's getting back another Natu, or just hoping to draw 1 off a prize. But I thought I saw when he was looking through his deck that he only had 1, and then he drew it off a Lily.
Well, if he lost zoned...
No, he's going to netball.
Oh, he's got
there's
the DC.
another one. Yep, he's got it. Okay.
Yeah, Brady's good to go. He lost zone 1 DCE, so he would have just used 3 this game. That's probably, all he needs to finish the game out. So that's crazy, man. Now Brady can continue just thinning his hand, drawing with Instruct until
he's got a Marshadow in hand, so eventually if he can get his deck down to 4 cards, he'll just have it.
Exactly. And he'll just get himself to that kind of sweet spot where he knows he'll guarantee the win. He knows there's less than 7 cards in his deck, so he's just burning that Great Ball so that he can instruct for more. Oh, he'll let loose. So he's going to let loose right now. See if he draws those 4 cards and also limit Zach.
Zach could get punished here for attaching to the other Naganadel because he had the fire in hand. If he doesn't draw that fire back, he's definitely done for.
He needs to draw that fire back. I imagine right now he gets a handful of Beast Rings.
Right.
And just can't play, and it's just like, oh no. But I know. This is a great game from Brady here. Really showing, some experience and then also just some level-headedness, being able to come back from such a, defeating-looking position to what could turn out to be a win. Zach does have plenty of fire energy in his hand.
He got the other DC.
He does have the other double colorless energy now. So Zach knows that there's pretty much no winning this matchup. He knocks out the Nat 2. He knows
there's
he
a
gets
beast ring in Zach's hand,
Yes.
but he does have 3 fire.
He knows that if he knocks out the Nat 2, Brady's just got game. So that's it. There's nothing more Zach can do. There's no snipe action going on in this deck.
Yeah, there's nothing.
No sort of cheesing by taking extra prizes. Zach's going to go through the motions and play his turn, but there's nothing. I don't even think Guzma deck out. That's his only thing. If he hits Guzma,
he could Guzma deck out. That's
he could
probably what he's going
Guzma
for.
and deck out Brady if he brings out the Orangaroo. I don't think, since not something that I actually disagree with on Brady's side, I don't like that he attached the double colorless preemptively.
Yeah, he should have held it.
He should have held it.
But I don't think he's got it.
Because Zach can't just go for that alternative
He's got a
win
Sophocles.
condition
Yeah, he can't
here.
do it.
He doesn't have it though. He's got Let Loose though.
He can't. Well, he could let loose, but he can't.
Did he support her already?
Yeah, he's Sophocles. I said that.
He's Sophocles. Okay.
Now, if Brady has if Brady could deck out from let loose, I don't think he can though.
No, I don't think he can either. So that's just going to be game. Brady's got it. Lost March for knockout. Tight finish there from both of these players. I think Zach is showing that what was his that Lele prize or something. I don't know.
He did prize a Lele one. He mysterious treasured after he got Marshadowed, and then had a dead hand, and so he couldn't get the Lele because I saw him mysterious treasure and not get anything.
Okay. Good game, Brady Botner, coming off a hot second place finish at our League Cup last weekend, going 4-0. Gonna take the dub with Lost March here on our Wednesday League Night tournament. Natalie, you want to go grab Brady real quick? We can get Brady on back here, and we could talk about that game a little bit. Wild stuff there, and shout out to Brady for just another solid performance. So thank you so much, Gabrip. Appreciate it. Yeah, I've been working on the studio a lot. This spot here is ugly. I'm working on that. I mean, that's just there's a light that goes there usually, and the light doesn't look very good obviously on camera, so I just took the light off, kind of while I'm recording here for a little while, and then the light goes back on. The booth it's pretty sizable actually, pretty decent. All right, Brady, hey, come on back. I'll get you in. Let's see on this side, Brady. Congrats on the win. Be careful. The studio is still lumpy, as you know. So, congrats, Brady. Another solid performance. Yep. Different deck. Why'd you choose to play Lost March today?
Just wanted to spice it up a bit. I've been playing with stuff on a lot lately. Just wanted to play something different.
Man, tell you what, when I was new to the game, I just played one deck all the time. That's all I did.
I played Buzz Rock for the first 9 months I was playing this game. So, yeah.
Okay. All right, so you kind of had a little bit of that too, but now you like to diversify a little bit.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So you've been doing really well on our local scene here. You got second at the League Cup, won our little tournament today. Do you know how much, did it tell you how much cash you're getting or how much store credit you're getting? It'll probably be $20 usually, something like that. So cool stuff. Are you planning on making any trips out to regional championships or anything like that?
I'd like to.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to, Anaheim or Dallas or anything because
those
are very far
yeah,
and they're expanded. So, I think Collinsville is in, March, maybe.
Awesome.
So,
like the St. Louis, Collinsville. Yeah. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, that'd be the first one I would maybe go to.
Good deal. Now, what a game. I mean, that was really a good game. That was awesome. We were honestly talking like you were going to lose the whole time. We just we didn't think you had it, man.
Yeah.
So what in the world happened? The one turn, Zach is promoted the Poiple. Poiple has an attack, right? He could attack for 20 damage for 2.
Yeah, right.
Is that what it, so he was going for that. He had the energy switch and he got a little greedy, I think.
Yeah.
And was going for the attack with Poiple where he could have just attacked the Naganadel.
Yeah.
And it just came back to bite him and you were able to capitalize.
Yeah.
So awesome stuff there. We thought those opening turns too, Were you nervous about having to get rid of so many energy early?
Yeah, I mean, getting rid of the grass felt really bad because like just attaching it, just like it's not good. And then I mean, getting rid of the DCE, I don't really mind normally because I only play 3 Natu, so in theory there should only be 3 attackers. But I did rescue stretcher 1 at the end.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, just getting rid of energy in that deck's bad because it's only 4 grass and 4 DCE. So
right. Well, even 4/4 is one more, and some lists play like 4/3.
Yeah.
So 4/4 is solid. So that's not as bad then.
Yeah, and then I had the last grass prize. It was my last prize.
Okay. Because I was gonna say I'm pretty sure he's got a grass left, but awesome stuff, man. Well, what would you say is like your favorite deck so far then?
Definitely Blacephalon.
Blacephalon is still the favorite deck.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff, man. Well, congrats on your win.
Yep,
Thanks
thank you.
for a great match, and hopefully you get something nice with that store credit, man.
All right.
Take
Thank
it
you.
easy, man. Yep. Awesome stuff. So, shout out to Brady again for an awesome win. Thank you guys so much for joining us for the Full Grip Games League Tournament. Let me know what you guys think of our little weekly Wednesday tournament streams here. This is brand new. I mean, this is only my second time ever doing this. We still got an Ethernet cable kind of like running across the entire store right now.
It works.
It does work. You know, eventually we got to get that routed through like the ceiling though. So that's a work in progress.
Yeah,
We're working on it. But anyways, thank you all so much. Thank you to everybody who subbed. Thank you to everybody who has given submissions to my art contest that ends on December 14th. I've gotten so many good submissions to the art contest. I have it pinned to my Twitter. So I will pin it to my Twitter in like 10 minutes.
There's an art contest command.
Is there an art contest?
I set
command?
that one up.
Natalie's going to command the art contest. So if you're interested in the art contest, hosting that ends December 14th. I've gotten so many amazing submissions for that so far. I cannot wait to show off all the sweet stuff on the channel in the next couple weeks here. So Lost March takes the dub at the hands of Brady Botner 4-0. Awesome stuff. Thank you all for all the subs. Thank you guys for the love and support here on Twitch. Gonna do what I can to grow this and continue to make this hopefully just the best Pokemon TCG channel on Twitch. That's my dream.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you all for joining us. Hope you all have a great night.
Peace.